Stardust Duplet. Dora showed up late at night on the very last day of Komima, with both hands filled with bags. He then laid down on the sofa like a seal. Just takes up the entire sofa. Mayuri, who had also just returned from Komima, sat down on the floor and tapped her legs. She'd finished her costume on day 1 of Komima, so she spent the entirety of days 2 and 3 at Tokyo Big Sight. I've got mail! Eris. Suzuha, who had entered the lab since she'd finished her shift downstairs, seemed curious.
ダメダメ。ちょっと顔を出してみたかったな程度の軽い。そうなの？欲しい本やグッズを求めてオタク同士が血で血を洗う戦場だから。僕くらいベテランになると司令塔を任されることもあってさ、全部隊が必要な品を。足代たるって。そういうことになるかな。
Dora proudly made his dubious statement, but Suzuha seemed to believe him and looked amazed. Just then, a drowsy-looking Kurisu emerged from behind the curtain of the development room.
Makiseshi, いたんだ。
When Kurisu arrived at the lab yesterday evening, she was exhausted, and almost looked like she slept the whole time. She took a couple of steps toward the coffee maker and suddenly stopped. Kurisu put her hands on her thigh and groaned. What did she do to her thigh? What's wrong? Clearly nothing, it looks like your legs are aching. She went to Komima. I bet she went to Komima. So she did, but after a few steps she stopped and groaned again. Dora realized something while saying that and looked right at Kurisu. I did too. Christina. Did you? She's so obvious. Dora and I nearly end up calling her out on it. This girl could never be a villain. Oh ho! Oh ho!
本を買いすぎて帰りに宅配便使うのはデフォじゃね？
I knew it! Christina. No, Christina. Ah! Kurisu turned and headed for the lab exit, but she stopped after a few steps, grabbed her legs, and miserably muttered, "Ouch." After that, she came clean and started to talk about the lost blade on the couch with Mayuri. Suzuha joined them and oohed and ahed at Kurisu's expansive knowledge. I didn't understand most of what they were saying, but the three seemed to be having fun. I've got mail! No, I don't believe I did say that. I believe I said I did really nice things for Sanjeet. Now that's one person. Doing things for nice things for more than one person. Whew, that's an effort. That's an effort that I'm not sure I'm willing to go through. Kurisu has probably been holding in her Lost Blade fandom this entire time. Nobody could talk that much without storing it up. Oh my god. She's a figure collector. Seriously? Were you at Komigama yesterday too?
いいだろ別に。あと女の子同士の。
この距離じゃ
You're
嫌で
loud
も
enough
聞こ
that
え
I
る
can hear you from here. And besides, you're on my property.
ヘッドフォンで音楽でも聴いてろ。
Oh, most definitely,
no.
Mr. Long. Come on. Wait, I have an idea for a new future gadget. How about headphones that eliminate the voice of a particular person based on regular noise-cancelling headphones? That way I won't get bothered when Christina's grumbling at me, no matter how hard she tries to criticize me. It would all be in vain. This is good. You're not ready for this, Celeb Sev.
何人の顔見てニヤニヤしてんのよ。気持ち悪いわね。
今のうちに何度でも言っておけ
Say what you will. Once
未来
Future
ガジェッ
Gadget
ト
number
12号
12,
機
Silence
サ
of
イレン
God,
ス・オブ・
is
ゴール
complete.
ドが完成
I
した
won't hear a
暁
word
に
of it.
またわけのわからんこと。で、どうするまゆり。これから私の部屋来る？
Well, Mr. Bump, because opportunities just presented themselves and I took one. I'm not going to go out of my way to look for something nice to do. No, that's way too much. If an opportunity presents itself, well, I mean, it's almost be like you're defying the gods not to take the opportunity to be a nice, kind person. I don't know why, but Mayuri looked at me. She doesn't have any reason to hold back for my sake, so why? Unsure what to make of this weird feeling, I nod towards Mayuri.
マユリよ
Go with her,
行ってきた
Mayuri.
らいい
I was will poor
たまには
Christina
クリフティーナの
get
おた
to
話に
Lato
付き合って
Taku
やる
out of her system.
その呼び方はやめ。
じゃあそうしようかな。
Mayuri took out her
お母
phone
さん
and
に
called her
聞い
mum.
てみるね。
あまねさんは？
私も明日のバイトに間に合えば OK。
よーし、決まったわね。
Kurisu smiled.
ということでオカリン、ちょっと行ってくるからあとよ。
あんたは呼んどらん。
僕も
Poor
月
Taru.
花に関してはかなり熱く語れます
To be fair, he
どうせ
probably
中
can.
澤ことたんはあはあとかそういうことだろ。
コトタンはハーハーの方じゃないよ。バーニングの方の萌えなんだよ。
嘘だね。あんたこの前粘土ドールプチお風呂ことたん注文してたろ。
Exposed.
僕が悪いじゃない。僕の中の
だったら
Exposed.
頭の中いじくって煩悩を消してあげましょうか。
マキセ氏、目が本気だ。
とにかく変態はお断りだから。
別に使用済みタオルの匂いを嗅いだりしないよ。
I said Mr. Bump because opportunities presented themselves that were too easy to take.
絶対に来んな。
Kurisu refused Daru and stood up from the couch. Mayuri got approval from her mum and she stood up with Suzuha.
ねえ、オカリン、荷物置いといてもいいかな。明日の朝、
Mayuri pointed to the cart and large bag. I believe she had a costume and books in them.
もう構わんぞ
Sure, no problem.
助かるよ。重くて今日はもう持てません。
There are opportunities to be nice to Mr. Bump, but how convenient are they for me? I mean, to turn my camera on, I'd have to go into the settings and that's so much effort. I think it's easier to keep playing my game.
また明日ね。
あ気をつけてな
Take care. Mayuri, Kurisu, and Suzuha left the lab talking to each other and having fun.
しゃあね、僕も今日は帰って寝るよ。
Daru stood up yawning.
えもう
What?
帰るの
You're
か
heading home?
徹夜続きだろ。そろそろ限界。
Oh, but he was full of energy when he was offering to head over to Kurisu's.
んじゃ
Daru's big body disappeared out the door. I heard him groaning in pain with each step down the stairs. Silence in the lab. It suddenly feels so empty, it's making me uncomfortable. But I've got mail, so never
Mayuri me.
mind.
荷物なんか置いていくから俺だけ帰れないではないか
Dang it, Mayuri, now I can't leave because you left your bags here. I said to myself while taking Dr. P out the fridge and walking towards Mayuri's luggage. That's when I noticed something sticking out of her tote bag. The back of Robo Mayushi's head. I walk up to it and press the button on its back through the fabric. I do not have homework to do. Mr. Bump, I never, ever ignore you. You must just be deaf and mishearing what I'm saying.
あ、
Selective hearing, that's what they call it. Oh. You really are helpful, Robo Mayushi. I've been so focused on the phone wave, names had just changed, and the team I'd completely forgotten that I had a report due for one of my classes. Yeah. I did have homework, okay. Might as well get started. I sat in front of my desk and turned on the PC. It was already late afternoon when I woke the next day. I looked from the window to see the alley coloured orange by the sunshine that snuck between the buildings. I said that I used to ignore you sometimes, when you asked very weird questions. The temperature was high as it was going to get that day, and tonight was looking to be a tropical night. Each day it seemed the news announcer that another temperature record was going to be broken.
No.
Yeah. Is this also the organization at work? Have they finally figured out a way to control the weather? Hearing sounds coming from the veteran room, I assumed that Dara was inside. If he was, he hardly reacted to my cool line. Damn it, waste of energy. I kept on grumbling as I opened the fridge and grabbed a Dr. P, which I then proceeded to chug. I was up all last night finishing my report. It took me longer than I thought it would, so I didn't get to bed until just before noon. Jesus. According to my hazy memory, it was right around the time I began to fall asleep that Mayuri came to pick up her things. I think I responded with, "It's too hot today to get a cold" or something. When I woke up, I found that a blanket had been placed over my stomach. Mayuri must have put it there. Hey, Daru. I stepped into the development room thinking that Daru was in there, but such was not the case. Luke isn't there. Well then, Mr. Bump, sometimes I just don't know what to say to what you've said. I mean, I'm not a very imaginative person. You can say something and I'll be like, I don't know how to respond to that, so I'm going to not. Christina, huh? What are you doing? Wait, don't tell me that you two are in some sort of secret relationship.
違うわ、変な想像すんな。そうですよ。僕、京馬さんにだけはそんな誤解。
ルカ子よ。
Luca, please don't blush at this moment in time.
漆原さんがね、宿題でどうしてもわからないところ。はい、京馬さんが眠っていたので、起こさないようにと思い
I
ま
see,
し
so
て。
it was an act of kindness towards me. Luca really is thoughtful.
一応私も気を使って声を落として喋ってたんですけど。
Yeah, I don't give a toss.
人の心を読んで勝手
Christina,
に
it's a
怒る
bad
のは
habit
お
to
前
read
の悪
someone's
い
mind
癖
and
だ
get
ぞ、
angry
クリ
about
ス
what
ティ
they're
ーナ。
thinking. It was from Mayuri. Of course I'm awake. What time do you think it is? I kept the secret until recently, but... Got more mail. None of us are required to report when entering the lab. Mayuri always does, and it's a very Mayuri thing to do. Oh. Oh, okay, I was hoping I'd get a choice to change it, but I didn't.
そういえば、
Now that I think
ダ
of
ルは
it,
来て
where
ない
is
の
Daru?
か？
橋田ならさっきまでいたけど、友達と共同購入した本を仕分けするとかなんとか言って出かけてったわよ。
Mr. Bump, I care immensely for my viewers. I have to respond to every single potential gripe. I couldn't leave you abandoned, lonely and sad. That would be horrible. That would be horrible of me.
それより今ゆりは？ 今日は来ないの？
のそれな
Oh,
ら
about that. I showed her the message that Mayuri sent me.
学校で補習み
It's
たい
like
な。
another supplementary class.
そんなはず。
Hmm.
補習授業はいつも午前。
そうなのか。
I see. Then it must be
じ
something
ゃあ
else.
別の用事なんだな。
I tilted my head quizzically. I just assumed that she had a class, but her response was kind of vague when I asked. Maybe she's working at May Queen. Just as I thought, then I heard an energetic voice from the direction of the door. It'd be Ferris.
こんばんはだに
お、フェイ
Hey,
リスか。
Ferris. Ferris had a massive bag in her hand.
それ
What's
は
that?
ゃケーキの差し入れだにゃ
Yo, cake.
ケーキですか？
Kurosu and Lukuko began closing in upon hearing the word cake. Just as I expect from two modern women, even though one of them's not a woman. Not that they're both women.
来月からメイクインで出す予定の新作ケーキなんだけどにゃせっかくだから
そういうことなら任せといて。あ、僕お茶入れますね。
Lukuko happily filled the kettle with water and moved towards the stove. Ferris placed the cake on the table and proceeded to take a look inside the development room.
あれれ今日はラボメ
バイト選手と視圧師
Part-time
は
Ori and Shining
まだ
began
仕
are
事
still
だろう
back at work. Daru
誰
left
は
a
さ
few
っき
minutes
出
ago,
かけ
but
た
she'll
み
be
たい
back
だ
later
が
on.
前よりは
I just
てっきり
assumed
フェイ
Mayuri
リスと
was
一
with
緒だ
you,
と思っ
Ferris.
たんだが。
今日はマヨシ
そっか。
Interesting. She's leading a double life. What's this? So she wasn't working at May Queen? Is she taking care of something at home?
フェイリスちょっとブラウン管工房に顔を出してこようかにゃ
だったら
In
バ
that
イトが
case,
終わったら
let's
上がってくるように
come
言うといい
up,。
さあそれにゃ
Ferris skidded down the stairs.
ミスター・ブラウンには気を
Oh,
つけ
and
ろよ
watch out for Mr. Braun! After shouting that out the window at Ferris, I took out my cell phone. I'm going to invite Moeka over. Off we go. I turned on my tanks and then sat down on the sofa. I stared at the cake box in front of me. For some reason, I envisioned Mayuri's face if she were here now. There's no doubt she would have opened the box in excitement.
まゆりちゃんに少し取ってそうね。
Why would we not leave some for Mayuri? That would just be mean. It almost seems that Lukuko and Kurosu knew what I was thinking.
ダルが来る前に少し
That's
隠
kind
し
of
て
part
お
of it
くか。
before Daru comes. Once he gets
あ
here,
いつ
he
が
might
いる
try and eat the whole
と全部
thing.
食べち
まったくだわ。
Moeka's reply. Oh, that's a shame. I see, I guess editing's hard work. I don't know, maybe he likes wearing girl clothes. As soon as I sent her a response, she had replied once again. Yeah. Yeah, you just have to wait those like 2 seconds before you get it and get another one. I mean, I don't know if they are necessary. They kind of look, they look kind of feminine, but I don't know. They look kind of, you know, like they could be, they could be, what's the word? No, they could be for either sex. Oh my god. Oh right,
Yeah?
so she's doing the modeling thing. Huh? I reread Moeka's message. Make sure that Shina-san gets home safe and sound. What is she going on?
どうかしたんですか？
Lukuko and Kurosu seem concerned over my contorted expression.
おいや、
No, it's just
視
something
圧師
Shining
が
Finger
変
said.
なこと。
変なこと？
I quickly responded. What do you mean why? You know exactly why. That would be pretty funny, but I don't think I think Luca's too busy looking at me to date other people. I've heard nothing. After I sent her that, I received a surprising message from Moeka. Mayuri? A model? I found myself standing up from the sofa, but I told her the other day to say no. I can see in Luca and Kurosa's eyes that they wanted an explanation, so I gave them the rundown. Kurosa insisted that it wasn't a shady photo shoot and that it would be okay since Moeka was with her. But that's not the point. How do I put it? Even if it were for the sake of the lab, I don't want her to take on any jobs that she isn't comfortable with. I stuffed my cell phone and wallet into my pockets and bolted out of the lab. I ran by Suzuha and Ferris in the alleyway by the lab as they were about to go up the stairs. The two had no idea what was going on and they just stared in surprise as I quickly ran towards the station. Yes, nobody has like a changeable wardrobe. They just have like maybe 2 different outfits they can wear and that's it. By the time I'd arrived at the amusement park, the earth's scorching sun had fallen below the horizon and the dark of the night begun to envelop the sky. Surely she'd already be like home by this point. I stood by the entrance gate and messaged Moeka that I'd arrived. Soon a familiar face came to meet me. Sorry to show up out of the blue. No, I wasn't worried because she has you here. It's not that, but I wanted to know why Mayuri accepted this job. She didn't seem to want to do it at first. Moeka led me in and we walked by the park's various attractions. The park closed at 6 PM today, so there was no one here. All the lights and machines are turned off and everything is surrounded in shadow. Things feel especially lonely now, knowing how lively this place is during the day. However, after a couple of minutes of walking, we came to an area where the attractions were illuminated. The merry-go-round and the spinning teacups were running and playing cheery music, despite the lack of riders. But my eyes were drawn to the colourful Christmassy lighting, which stuck out like a sore thumb in the summer night. There were 7 or 8 people working busily around those lights. I can see a huge tripod and camera, so it must be the photo shoot crew. Where's Mayuri? Costume? What, like a reindeer? Suddenly, the image of Mayuri in a reindeer costume singing Jingle Bells entered my head. Now it makes sense. Mayuri would be a perfect model for something like that. Moeka shot the idea down. Well, fuck you too! Oh, I see. Hey! The great Hoinkyo will never stoop to the level of a reindeer! Why does she look so focused all of a sudden? Absolutely not! Our conversation, such as it was, continued as Moeka took me to the photo shoot crew. She introduced me to the director as Mayuri's guardian. No, not at all. The first sentence out of her mouth was so absurd I had to firmly deny it. The director laughed, "You don't have to hide it," and returned to the crew. How pedestrian. A foolish emotion like romance ill suits a mad scientist like me. It's only common sense! I followed Moeka's gaze and saw Mayuri walking towards us with a female staff member. I could hardly believe my eyes. When I was in this park a week ago, Mayuri's appearance stunned me. That was when she showed up in the bikini Ferris chose. That pales in comparison to how stunned I am this time. Mayuri's makeup was beautifully professionally done. She looks absolutely no different than usual. Her hair is set perfectly and a beautiful floral ornament has placed her usual hat. Although to be fair, in anime, how are you meant to show makeup? You know, their faces have so little features. She's clad in a formal dress, but it's nothing too flashy. She's done up in the way that highlights her innocence and prettiness. I don't know what kind of fabric they used, but her dress is glittering, reflecting the coloured lights of the merry-go-round. As she walks, the frills around her shoulders and chest and on her skirt flutter. I hear someone from the crew utter, "Wow." Yeah. I nodded, still looking at Mayuri. I don't know why, but I can't take my eyes off her. No, I think it's clearly between him and Daru. The girl from the fairy tale saw me and let out a sound of surprise. At that moment, I was snapped out of the fantasy and returned to the real world.
なんでオカリンが
Hey,
どうしてここにいるの？
Mari looked surprised and walked up to me, the lace of her dress making a soothing, shuffling sound as she did so. She looked even prettier up close. I tried to sound more collected than I felt.
視圧室から聞いた。
Johnny Finger told me you were here. I
さっき
actually emailed you a little
マユリに
earlier.
メールしといたはずだ
I
けど
sent that email when I was on the train over here. I wrote you don't have to force yourself to model. I'm headed there right now, so just stay put. I didn't receive any response.
ごめんね。
なんだじゃあ
Oh, so
メ
you
ール
didn't
見
see my
て
message? No, that's why I didn't get a reply.
ジーナさん、そろそろいいかしら。
The director called Mayuri. The photo shoot was about to begin.
照れちゃうな。オカリン
Mayuri
に
can't
見られ
seem to
てた
stand
ら
still.
あいや
Hey,
の
you
な
know
マ
what,
ユリ
Mayuri? Let me tell you
照れる
something
前
before
に
you
ちょっと
start
話を
blushing.
聞け
何？
I moved closer so only she could hear me.
お
Are you forcing
無理
yourself
して
to
る。
do this?
前言ったろ
I told you, remember?
Love
Even
and
though Alab has
Romeo
fallen on
厳しいけど
hard
さ。
times, you don't have to do this.
お前がこんな
それは
Mari put her hands on her face and smiled shyly. Then she slightly furrowed her brow.
大丈夫
Are you alright?
ね、初めはモデルなんかね、こうやってちょっとまゆし
I was probably more surprised than she was. I'd always thought Mari was a girl who floated through life, made silly mistakes, liked making costumes, ignored the latest trends, and would pick a good meal over anything romantic any day of the week. To me, she was always the girl I knew in elementary school. I never imagined that she would feel the way a girl her age might feel. Embarrassed by my sudden realization, I tried to look away from my childhood friend. Well, if you're enjoying it, that's fine.
マユリ
Sorry
が
to
楽
bring
し
it
ん
up.
でるならそれでいいんだ
オカリン
Isn't that
そのド
dress
レ
a
ス
little hot?
熱くないのか
Unable to control my eyes, I quickly tried to change topics.
大丈夫だよ。生地が
あそっか
I see. Well, they're waiting
Hola.
for you, so
みんな呼んでる
good
ぞ
luck.
その
Mari turned away from me and hurried towards the crew. I heard the voice of a feminine cameraman shouting, "Right, let's get started." That's not a feminine voice. Resonating through the park. I didn't read feminine, whatever. It was my first time seeing an actual photo shoot, and I found myself surprisingly engaged. The big sisterly cameraman gives directions to his assistant and arranges the lighting. They really are professionals. The staff is great at creating a relaxed atmosphere, doing everything they can to put Mayuri at ease. She was obviously tense at first, but she gradually started smiling more naturally. He says, wait, is this a boy? Whatever. He says, great, now you can spin around. Oh, now can you spin around? Mayuri obliges, her skirt flutters around and her bare legs look dazzling. But she spun a little too fast. The cameraman laughs and says, Mayuri, if you move that fast, it'll come out blurry. Even if the fabric is thin, she's still moving around in a dress on a hot summer night, so she must be hot. The makeup artist goes to wipe off sweat and touch her up. As I watched them, I started to feel as though this wasn't reality, and that I was living in a dream. Well, Mayuri was not Mayuri. Not necessarily in a bad way, it's more like, I don't know how to put it.
No.
But I have mail! My phone suddenly vibrated and I sprang to my feet. I forgot that I put it on silent when the shoot began. Well, I mean, of course. I mean, that's what the photo shoot is about. To take photos. What am I going to look at? The stars? I can look at the stars any day. The whole point of this thing is to... Whatever. No way. I responded to Moeka out loud since she was standing right behind me. Not all of them were rejected, Mr. Bump. Oh, don't give me that look.
そういう顔って。
Moeka's face isn't particularly expressive, but I felt like her look was saying, "You sly dog! Be honest with yourself." Still trying... What this...
やっぱりそうではないか
It's not like that! I shouted out loud and covered my mouth in a fluster. The crew looked at me to see what's going on. I cringed out a sheepish. I'm sorry, it's nothing.
こらしやつし
Finger.
貴様
You
のせいで
humiliated
恥を
me.
かいたではないか。
ごめん。
俺に何か用が
Don't you want something from me? If
用が
not,
ない
why
な
don't you
ら
go over
知恵
there and
って
help them?
撮影の手伝いでもしてきたらどうだ。
Just about enough of her nonsense anyway.
あるの。岡部君に
何
What?
ディレクターが呼んでる。
うん
When I turned around, the director was beckoning to me with a smile on her face.
なんだ一体
What do you want with me?
手伝って。
何を
With what?
撮影。
あ、いやいやいやいや。
Whoa,
待て
whoa,
待て
whoa. An amateur like
俺
me
みたいな
can't
年
offer any
頃
sort
に
of
写真撮
photographic
影のサ
support
ポート
or
なんてできる
professional
わけない
photo
だろ
shoot.
まあ確かに
Granted, there's
奇跡の
a
マッド
little...
サイエンティストホーイン・キョーマに
Granted, there's a little the miraculous mad scientist Ho In Kiyoma can't
無
do,
茶ぶりという
but
も
this
の
is
だ
simply too much to ask.
大丈夫。撮影なら。
だったら
Then what is
俺
it
に
that you
何を
want
し
me
ろ
to
という
do?
のだ
あれ。
When I saw what Mocha was pointing at, I opened my eyes wide, started stammering, and staggered back. The astonishment triple combo. A wardrobe staffer is standing by the director and taking out a costume. If this were the reindeer costume Mocha had threatened me with earlier, I wouldn't have been this shocked. I could have put the matter to bed with a line like, "Do you really expect the Halloween Kiyoma to wear this?" But no. What the staffer held in their hands was, surprisingly, a tuxedo. Hold on a second, I'm sorry?
あもうとい待つのだ
Wait, no!
しよ
Let me stop you right there, Shining Finger! I quickly rebuked
俺
Mocha.
とあの
What does
人
that
に
costume have to do with
何の
me?
関
来てほしい。
なんで
Why?
撮るから。
何を
Snap what?
写真。
どうして
What?
椎名さん。
誰が
Who?
岡部君。
何を
Excuse me! I listened in disbelief from Mocha to the director to the wardrobe staffer.
はいそれじゃあちょっと休憩にしますね男性モデルさんメイク入ります
The
んで
director proceeds as if I'd agreed to her crazy idea. This took Mayuri by surprise, and I heard her ask the director,
オカリも一緒に。
うん嬉しいでしょ
"Are you kidding me with your it'll be fun, right? I haven't given you the go-ahead! What sort of madness is this?" Just my back? Sensing my skepticism, the director approached me and started to explain. Why couldn't she have done that before they whipped out the tux? She tells me that the theme of the shots is a girl and her lover talking about love at an amusement park on Christmas Eve. I suppose I've seen ads for similar situations. But because Myra is the main character, they're only going to show my back and my shoulders in these photos.
だったらその
In that case, you could,
俺じゃなくて、
you know, have
スタッフの
someone
誰
from
か
the
にやって
crew
もらえば
model
いいんじゃ
instead of me.
最初はそのつもりだったんだけどね椎名さん
欲しい
And what was that?
椎名さんがあなたのことを見るとき
Myra is basically always smiling. You could even call her a natural smile generator. No matter who she's talking to, she'll always smile and give them a tootaroo. That's why everyone loves her. It's probably her strongest feature. Even during a photo shoot, I was so sure she could smile for anyone else. When I told the director that, she thought for a moment and responded.
じゃあ椎名さんに聞いてみていい恋人役はあなたがいいって
も
Well, if she insists.
前よりがそこまで言う
She'd
なら
never
ですけ
say
ど
such an embarrassing thing. The director nodded once, walked up to Mayuri, who looked at us nervously and started talking to her. It's checkmate. Mayuri will never want to say anything that embarrassing. I'm free. I shot Mayuri a meaningful glance. Don't you dare say yes. You understand, don't you, Mayuri? You won't make me do a stupid thing like that, right?
というわけなのどうかな
Mayuri, don't you dare. Hey, what are you being so indecisive about? I'm telling you, don't say anything weird. What suits a mad scientist the most is a white robe, covered in the blood and enmity of his victims of his experiments. Certainly not a tuxedo like that. Mayuri said something unintelligible to the director and blushed. The director looks at me with a smile. Well, wait. Mayuri! What did you just tell her? What did you say? Oh no. I read the message from Mocha and looked up at the sky. 30 minutes later. The professionals had done their work on me, coordinating my appearance perfectly from top to bottom, then standing in front of the merry-go-round. So yeah, I like Mayuri in this game. However, in the two proper canon games, she wasn't as good in my opinion. She was a lot more background and a lot more annoying in my opinion. The professionals have done their work on me, coordinating my appearance perfectly from top to bottom, then standing me in front of the merry-go-round. What is happening? What am I doing here? I've only felt like this twice before. Once when I had to wear a kimono for coming of age ceremony at a shrine, and once when I first wore my junior high uniform. Hello? Right, it's me. I apologize. I was taken in by the organization before I let my guard down. Not to worry. I will find a way to get out of this. It's a difficult situation, but my success is all but assured. It is the will of Steingate after all. Side. In the middle of this important conversation, Maoka took my phone away when the sisterly cameraman said, "Shall we get started?" Mayuri swishes up to me in her dress and looks up at me. You should be. Have you lost your mind? Is what I was going to say, but when I saw how cute Mayuri looked, the words caught in my throat. For some reason, I couldn't think of anything to complain about. Haven't we? But this isn't going to be a proper picture either. You can't even see my face. Now that she mentioned it, I don't think I've had my picture taken since my high school graduation ceremony. And I really can't imagine that I'd have a chance to get one with her, especially since she's in a lower grade than me. More like a crime scene photo, I'd say. I took another look at myself. They'd styled my hair and shaved off any trace of my stubble, so I feel kind of uncomfortable. But why? But they're not gonna see me. Well, they don't need to get rid of my stubble. Nonsense. Wait, I kind of want to see him without the stubble. Mayuri's not the kind of person who compliments someone to make them feel better, so I honestly believe she thinks so. But come on, she's definitely biased. Nobody else would think that. Look, see? The photoshoot crew is looking at us with smiles on their faces. They're probably thinking love is blind. Ugh. Even if this is for the lab, I can't take it. This is shameful. Hey, Finger, I'm getting paid for this, right? Good. And be sure you don't show my face. The organization will get you too. It's better you don't know. Then the feminine photographer said, "Now we're going to take photos of the happy couple cuddling up on the carousel." Did he say cuddling up? Oh god, I'm being chanted at. Oh, shut up! And stop pulling me! I was dragged onto the merry-go-round. Meanwhile, Mayuri was trying to get onto a wooden horse by herself and looking like she was having a lot of fun. Then she mounted it like a cowboy with one leg on each side. Hey, no, Mayuri! Think about what you're wearing! You should sit on the back of the horse and keep your legs on one side. Whether it was the costume or the unfamiliar way of sitting, she lost her balance and slipped. I rushed over to her, catching her in my arms. Look, you hold onto the horse's neck and then you put your feet right here. Why is Kiyoma a master of mounting horses like a lady? Mayuri leaned on me and smiled shyly. I felt her body in my arms. She was light and soft. It felt like she would break if I wasn't careful with her. It felt like I was holding cotton candy fresh out of the machine. Huh? Oh wait, are they shooting already? Just a cameraman had gotten very close and I wasn't looking and he'd been snapping away. Hold on, you fool! I'm not ready yet! Pardon me, but we started already. I put my foot down with earth-shattering force. The cameraman simply replied, that was wonderful! Keep up the good work! And kept on shooting. Not sure exactly what was wonderful, I ended up playing with Mayuri on the merry-go-round. The cameraman didn't ask much of us, simply saying, just have fun! Mayuri pulls my arms as we bathe in the sea of lights. Carriage? You mean this? There's no way, I'm pretty sure it's kid-sized. Mayuri was talking about a carriage with a roof that looked way too small for two adults to squeeze into, and I am pretty tall.
かな。
Mari got into the carriage and fit perfectly into the seat.
ほら大丈夫だよ。オカリ。
Come on in, are you serious? I squeezed in and took a seat across from Mayuri. Though it seems less like we're facing each other and more like we're squeezing into a tiny box together. My head touches the roof and I can hardly move.
だから言っ
That's
た
what I was
ろ
trying to tell you!
あれ、お尻が抜けないよ。
Fat ass!
何？
What? Here, grab onto me, we'll get you out.
どこ握ってる
Oh,
の？
oh, 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 watch your way you're grabbing!
なんか今グッ
I had a similar situation a few years ago. I was with a friend at the local park, and they had those child swings, you know, that have like a little, you know, you put your legs through a little thing, and then they've got a little kind of like tiny cage around them so they don't fall out. And they got in there, and they got completely stuck and couldn't get out, and it was a trial to get them out. I must say. And since that day, they've never tried getting in a child's swing again. To be fair, I got in before them, and I easily got out. Just saying. I slipped into one before, easily slipped out. It was just then.
説明せんでいい？
You don't have to tell me.
あんたも写真撮ってない
Stop
で
taking
助けろ。
pictures of us and come help. I shouted at the sisterly cameraman. 4 staff members hurried over to get us out. After the fuss at merry-go-round resolved itself, they took us over to the teacups. Yes, I love the teacups. Teacups are best ride. They told us it would be hard to take our picture while the teacups were spinning, so we were going to sit in them while they're not moving. Boo! I want to spin my teacup. Once we got into a cup, they brought us a couple of glasses with a sparkling beverage inside. A non-alcoholic beverage, of course. Surrounding us were red flowers and other festive objects to give it a Christmassy look.
かわいいね。
Mayuri started happily playing with decorations. Seeing her like this, I breathed a sigh of relief that the little girl knew I was still in there somewhere. They are. I love just breaking it with how fast you can spin it. When you have me and my dad, we are spinning at the same time. We are an unstoppable force. Nothing can get in our way. We will go for the max speed. Unfortunately, right after this, I had to suffer through a terrible drink. They told us to look into each other's eyes and make a toast, like a couple would. Yeah, sparkling water. Yeah. What's wrong with them? What kind of couple is stupid enough to make a toast while riding their teacups? Still, we follow their ridiculous instructions. We hold our drinks in hand and get our faces close to each other. Then we're supposed to look at each other, but I can't do so for too long because I get nervous. Mari, on the other hand, seems to have gotten used to this shoot. She looked straight into my eyes, looking as if she's really in love with me. Her eyes were glittering, her cheeks were slightly flushed, and her glossed lips were slightly opened as if they were waiting for something. They're gonna force us to kiss, aren't they? What's with that faint sigh? It's so cute. Huh? What's wrong with me? A modern woman rom-com situation like this has no place in my life of chaos and madness. Could this be the organization's doing? Am I getting brainwashed or something? Damn you, organization!
どうしたの？
Huh?
あいや
Oh, no,
な
I'm
んでも
fine.
ない
I mean, there's no way she feels that way about me, right? I'll try with all my might to find the right look to return her gaze, but who could blame me for struggling with something like that? Don't you laugh at me. Mayuri starts cracking up.
もうオカリ。
笑わせとらんわ
I'm not trying to!
嘘だよ。こんな顔してるもん。
Mayuri squinted her eyes, brought her eyebrows together, and puckered her lips like an octopus. She looked like a comedy mask. Is that seriously how I look? Let me try again.
もう一度だ
I have to keep my pride intact at least. I channeled all of my energy into my eyes and looked straight at Mayuri. How about that, Mayuri? Modeling is nothing against that. The concerted effort of Hoin Kiyoma! I told you not to laugh! The crew kept warning us they couldn't take pictures like this, and every time it happened, the shoot slowed to a halt. What a difficult battle this is turning out to be. Anyone would be. Mayuri is just a natural actor, that must be it.
演技なんてしてない
No, no, no. There's no way that you're just being yourself, Mayuri. That can't be.
変なオカリ
You're the weird one.
今の岡部君
No, you're not!
やめんか
Don't do that! I don't even want to think what Kurosha would say if she saw me like this. It took me nearly half an hour to clear this difficult mission. In the end, I had to face Mayuri's direction, but look somewhere else. Why do I have to do this if they're only going to include my back and shoulder in the photos anyway? This is ridiculous.
お疲れ様
Yep. Oh, they're gonna make us kiss. I know it already. I practically collapsed onto the bench in exhaustion. Once I gathered myself a little, I asked what the last shoot was going to be.
クリスマスツリーの前
Christmas tree? They even have Christmas trees in this time of year? Before I could ask, the director asked us to follow her. She led Mayuri and I way through the park. And? Yeah, that's a Christmas tree, alright. When we got to the plaza near the entrance, Mayuri gasped in amazement. The sight took my breath away too. The forest towered a beautifully glittering tree of light. It was a fir tree covered in decorative bulbs that showered its surroundings with light. The light danced along the shape of the tree, standing starkly against the darkness in the background. Given that there were no other illuminated trees standing around, I surmised that this one was specifically decked out for the shoot. The chocolate? Yeah, I want chocolate as well, can't lie. Mori trots towards the tree, and looks up at it spellbound.
すごいね綺麗だね
Without another word, she continues to look up at the tree, studying its every detail.
ほら見て
Look,
みろ
Mayuri, there's a star on the top.
本当だ
Atop the tree shone a clear star that looked like it was made of crystal. It shone with the refracted colours of light wrapped around the tree.
なんだか
Murray muttered as she stared at the star.
クリスマスシーズンは
そうなのか
Really?
イルミネーション
それは
Huh.
確かに壮
That
観
sounds
だろ
like
う
it would
な
be gorgeous. I imagine the sickly sweet conversations a couple might have as they walk through this illuminated forest. A beat that will forever elude me.
今年の冬
何をバカな
Listen to yourself.
Those
What
are
reason
the
would
better
I have to
data
visit
spot
such a
of Europe
cliche
Canada,
date
Canada.
spot?
でもシ
What was that? I left Momoka in a state of minor panic.
なんで俺が
Why would I?
マユリと
I mean with Mayuri? Momoka's facial expression doesn't change at all, so I have no idea if she's serious or just teasing me. If it were Kurusu or Daru harassing me, they wouldn't be able to keep a straight face, so I'd know.
視圧しよう
Shining
Ain't that
finger,
what
don't say such nonsense.
変なこと
俺とマユリは
Mayuri and I are,
そう
well, another sort of relationship. We
デ
go
ー
on
ト
a
とか
date.
するよ
デートの話なんて
え
Yeah?
ラボのみんなで
あうん
How misleading can you get? Just say what you mean in the first place. Use your words, damn you! Having blatantly incriminated myself, I attempted to change the subject as I turned to face Mayuri, but found myself startled. Oh, look at me! Look at me! I'm amazing! Oh, look at that! This is just screenshot worthy, I think. Look at him. He's finally decked out into a true man. But I found myself startled. Oh. Mayuri was reaching out to the star with her right hand. Her back was straight and she was stretching as far as she could, as if she could reach the highest heights imaginable. In her eyes I see a mysterious colour, one that sits somewhere between nostalgia and wistfulness. He is quite tall. Stardust Handshake. Mayuri's had this curious habit for a long time, so that's the name I gave it. No matter when, where, or what she's doing, sometimes she'll just suddenly get lost in a moment like this. She looks up to the sky and reaches out as if there's something she wants, just out of reach. If she got whatever it is she wants, what would happen? Or does she want something she can never get? I don't really know. But whenever I see her like this, I get antsy and unable to contain myself. That's right, I can't help but get flashbacks of what I saw that day. The angel's ladder descending in front of young Mayuri. The way she looked at it slowly reached out, and gently. The way Mayuri's body seemed to float towards the heavens haunts me to this day, so I desperately try to hold on to her, to keep her in this world, to keep her from floating away. I'll never let you go, I'll never let them take you. As a boy, I held my friend in my arms and kept whispering those words into her ear.
Oi, Mayuri!
Hey, Mayuri! I called out to her with a loud, clear voice. I thought by raising my voice that I could both snap her out of her reverie and pull myself out of my memories. Mayuri looked at me and blinked in surprise. Hey, it's about time for us to start the next photo shoot. It was true. It seemed that the crew had finished setting up, and I saw the photographer walking towards us. What were you doing anyway? Are you kidding? It's all the way at the top. You know how tall that tree is? Mayuri shrugged sadly. Only she would be dead serious about getting the star from the top of the tree. Maoka handed me a small gift it doesn't make sense in English. Maoka handed me the small gift we would be using in the photos. A tiny box with a Christmas themed wrapping and ribbon on top. Oh no, it's just a prop, it's probably empty. I shake the box and lo and behold it makes no sound. The director overheard our conversation, smiled and said, I'll put something in there next time. Hey! What's this next time? There is no next time! Never! I tell the director that with my eyes and she just laughs. With the cameraman's call of, okay my lovelies, positions! Our final shoot began. Our shoot under the tree proceeded very smoothly compared to the previous one, mostly because they were focusing on Mayuri, so I didn't have to do much. They took shots of her that contained only my hand, or perhaps I'd be off in the distance. Maybe, just maybe, the teacups taught them that it's reckless to try and get me to model. That's what I told them in the first place. But with that, our modelling session was completed. The director shouted, "Alright, that's a wrap! Nice work today!" and echoed through the park. Then the crew started applauding Mayuri and I for some reason. I went to change out of my tux, and when I came back, Mayuri was standing under the tree. The crew had started removing all the trimmings from the tree. One was on a tall ladder to unwrap the lights. In the middle of this, Mayuri is staring up at them without saying a word. Her gaze was fixed on the clear star above her. Mayuri saying, if I can't reach the stars in the sky, maybe I can reach them on top of that tree, echoes in my head. Then I remembered what Kurisu told me the other day, after Mayuri had saved my life at the pool.
人工呼吸はともかく、岡部、あんたまゆりに何かお礼した方がいいわよ。
Yeah. But that wasn't the only thing I had to thank Mayuri for. Mayuri's been worrying that she hasn't done anything for the lab, but I don't think that at all. Without her, I don't think I would have been able to keep the lab together for this long. Things wouldn't have been nearly as stable. The lab might even have broken up. Coming up with an idea, I walked over to Maoka. Shining finger? Sorry to bug you, but we need to talk. Well, I want that. Do you think I can get it? I pointed at the star atop the tree. Maoka tilted her head in confusion if she didn't quite understand what I said. But when she saw Mayuri staring at the star, she nodded. It's not like that, it's just a thank you. Maoka took a moment to think, then took out her phone and wrote me an email with her lightning-fast fingers. Well, sorry to ask, but if it works out, let me know the price. I can't afford much. They told me that I'd get paid, but I can't count on that. I still have the electricity bill to pay. Mocha looked at Mayuri as she said so. Mayuri didn't seem to notice, her gaze still fixed on the star.
今日は緊張しちゃっ
特に俺は行きなり
Especially
だった
because
か
I
ら
showed up
な。
last minute. We left the park before Mocha, all the shooting crew, and got on the train. It might just be because I've just escaped from a high-tension shoot, but I'm exhausted all of a sudden. Sitting right next to me, Mayuri looked a little tired too.
本当にごめんね。
あ、いや、文句を言
No,
ってるわ
I'm
け
not
じゃない。
complaining. Can't say I get to experience something like that every day. Mayuri looked so sorry that I had to say something to cheer her up.
それより前より、
Oh, by the way, Shani think I
別
sent
れ
you a
際
message or
に
something,
始
right?
圧し、
これだよ。
Mayuri took out her phone and showed me a photo. Without thinking, I groaned. It was a photo of Mayuri and I all done up on the merry-go. Oh, fucking hell. It was a photo of Mayuri and I all done up on the merry-go-round. It kind of hurt me to look at. Then Mayuri continued the atrocity exhibition with a tap on her phone.
これももらったの。
On the screen, I saw Mayuri and myself sitting in the teacup looking into each other's eyes.
他にもね。
ちょっと待て。
Hold on,
これって
these are all
さ
from
っ
our
き撮った
photo
写
shoot,
真だよ
right?
な。
They were using a digital SLR camera, and the cameraman said that he'd take the data back to his office to finalize the pictures on his computer, but
萌香さんがね、撮影。
そっか。
oh right, I almost forgot
そ
that
う
she
いえ
was
ば
taking
ちょこ
pictures.
ちょこ撮影していたな。
Damn you, Finger. She's not going to show these photos to everyone in the lab, right? I need to confirm that with her later. She's already sent them to everyone, mate. It's already game over. Mari showed me one particular photo. The two of us are standing in front of the sparkling tree and smiling at each other. Because it was taken just after the shoot ended, the two of us had relieved smiles on our faces, though I looked a little zoned out.
なんだかかっこ悪く
I
ない
looked
か。
so uncool in this photo.
そんなことないよ。
Mari said nonchalantly, it took me aback, but this is Mayuri we're talking about. She can't have meant it like that.
ああ、そうだ。この写真を携帯の待ち受けにしようかな。
それは不許可だ。
I do not approve.
なんで？
誰かに見られたらど
What
う
if
する
someone sees it?
マユシーの携帯画面を見るのはフェリスちゃんやルカ君
Oh
や
wait, didn't we actually get like new things? I completely forgot that I was going to get new wallpapers. We got one of Faris. What's that? I don't know what that is. I completely forgot we were getting new things. Ooh, rock song. I think we've got a. Yeah, there we go. I can't believe I forgot to check that. Oh, I'm a fool. That's a lot of people.
そいつらに見ら
Those
れ
are
るのが一番
precisely
ダ
the
メだから
people
言
I
ってる
don't
ん
want
だ。
seeing it.
そうなの？
そうなの。
Really? That's
恥ずかしいだろ。
embarrassing.
オカ
Mari
リン
gave
も
the
そう
photo a sad look.
言われるけど
Then she asked me another question.
じゃあね、みんながいな。
あ
Huh? Well, I don't mind.
じゃあそうするよ。
She clutched her phone to her chest as if it was something precious. Then we were quiet for a while. The soft cloud of the train envelops us. Silences like these can be painful when you're around someone you're not really close to. You start desperately looking for things to talk about. But with Mayuri, I can be myself. We've been together since we were little, so we never have to be nervous around each other, and can just do nothing together. I can start a conversation when I actually have something to say. It's very comfortable.
あのね、
Hmm?
どうした？
What is it?
今日は緊張したけど、とっても楽しかったよ。
そうか？
Really?
オカリンの人質になって本当に。
Oh,
なんだ
come on.
それは。
I laughed and prepared to change topics. But Mayuri paid my laugh no mind and continued.
マユシ、これからもずっとオカリンがおじいちゃんになって、マユシがおばあちゃんに。
ん？
That's kind of a poignant statement, isn't it? Unless it's just the residual atmosphere from the romantic photo shoot and she doesn't mean anything by it.
もちろんではない
Of
か。
course, you're my hostage and that's
これ
never
まで
going
も
to
そうだっ
change.
たし。
I watched Mayuri carefully after giving her my response. She only said yeah and resumed looking at the photos that Moeko had sent to her phone. I decided not to push the issue and stared out of the window of the train. Lights of the residential areas passed us by, man-made shooting stars in the sky. Under each light, someone who I will never meet. They'll live out full lives of their own and die, our lives never intersecting. Mayuri and I are riding the same train now, but will we someday be like strangers behind the lights, walking through different lives, our paths never to cross? I shook my head to clear these invasive thoughts. How am I even thinking about this? I swear it's all because Mayuri said that weird stuff. Oh, I see the interior of our train car reflected in the dark window. And of course I see Mayuri and myself. I frowned. Mayuri is looking at her cell phone, but she's wearing such a sad expression. Even though she just said today was so fun. She must have felt my suspicious gaze, and she lifted her head and met my gaze in the mirror-like window. Mayuri sheepishly rubs her stomach. Then she took out her grandmother's pocket watch, pockety, to check the time. Shall we get something to eat at Ikebukuro Station? Mayuri said this with a smile. She's acting just like herself again. Mayuri took an envelope from her bag. It had an Arc Rewrite logo on it. The director gave it to her as a compensation for the photo shoot. I got one as well. I appreciate it, but no, you should use it for your costumes. They paid me for my work too, so you don't have to worry about the lab, okay? To be perfectly honest, the amount I got today wouldn't cover everything. But I plan to make up the remainder through other part-time jobs. I couldn't take Mayuri's money from her, at least that was my rationale. When I let go of her hand, Mayuri reluctantly returned the envelope to her bag. I looked at the clock, 3 AM. I must have fallen asleep on the couch. What do I do after that? I look around the dim lab and start to get lost in thought. I got dragged into Mayuri's photo shoot at the amusement park when we headed home by train, and... Oh, that's right, I remembered that I had something to do with the lab, but when I got here, I just crashed. Hey, Daru, Christina. Ghost time? What do you mean by ghost time? I called, but no one answered. Nobody was in the development room. I guess everyone's gone home tonight. Or so I thought. I hear the sound of running water in the shower room. Oh, 3 AM. Right. Of course. Who could that be? When I looked in the direction, I noticed that the curtain in the changing room that leads to the shower was open. Huh? In the clothing basket sat Mayuri's clothes, and carelessly left on top of the pile were her underwear. I quickly looked away, but the image of the blue and white striped panties had been imprinted on my head. And at least close the curtain, even if I were asleep, you left yourself totally defenseless. Talking to myself, I reached toward the curtain to close it. As I approached, I heard the shower room door unlock. Whoa! Never mind that. Why are you wearing a bikini in the shower? That surprised me. I mean, it's probably the best that we avoided the awkward situation of me seeing her naked, but who does that? Are you serious? I answered to her right away, but Mayuri looked at me passionately. She slowly came out of the bathroom, water dripping down from her body. The water built up in her hair, shoulder and cleavage flowed down from her swimming suit, then to her belly button and finally down to her feet. Hey. No, it wasn't like that. It was like, you know, like, Hey, you're being weird! He's definitely dreaming. He's gotta be dreaming, surely. She slowly moved her hands toward her bikini. Whoa, what? What is she going to do? Stop it, Mayuri! Look, it's not about whether it makes me happy or not. What? Without realizing it, I had started backing up. Mayuri slowly followed me. The droplets of water she left on the lab's floor reflected in the lights above and shone brilliantly. I think I've done anything for Christina.
オカリンはクリスチャンの裸の
Of course not. Besides, when would that ever happen?
じゃあ萌香さん
どっちもありえんわ
Neither of them. I tried to keep backing up, but I tripped over the leg of the table and fell onto the sofa. Murray comes closer and leans over me. Oh, what? Droplets of water fall from her hair and splash on my cheeks.
マユシーはねずっと思ってたんだよマユシーのこと
Her wet lips get close to mine, and that's when I realized that she had removed her bikini. Come to your senses, Mayuri! This isn't you!
お前じゃない
Huh? That's right! This couldn't be her! Which means... I see now. This is a dream! It must be! You organization bastards! You managed to perfect the nightmare controlling Death 13, didn't you? And while this isn't too bad as far as nightmares go, I have to get back to reality! Watcha! I let out my battle cry and tried to escape from her arms. And at that moment I slipped off the couch and my head crashed onto the floor. Ow! Sparks flashed in front of my eyes and my vision whited out. I could hear someone calling me, someone shaking my body. My vision slowly returned to me. Huh? Oh wow, look at this atrocity. Yikes. Yikes. Dear God. Huh?
大丈夫オカリン
うお
Yeah! Murray's face was right in front of mine. I sprang up in surprise. Are you telling me
まさ
that wasn't a dream?
夢じゃなかったの
何が
Murray looks at me with puzzlement.
何がって
Oh, you know,
と
now that I get a better look at her, I realize that she's fully clothed. The signs were not even in the lab or in my room. A quick glance at the clock reveals that it's 10 a.m. It was a dream after all. Feeling completely drained, I rolled over, smacking my head in the corner of the desk. That's when I realized I wasn't lying on the bed, but on the floor. I guess I slipped off during my nightmare. What a dream that was. I got a glimpse of Mayuri looking at me, blushed, and quickly shook it off.
びっくりしちゃったオカリンがゆ
あいや
Well, I was mentally assaulted, but I'm fine now.
精神それよりマユリ
By the way, Mayuri, why are you in my room?
俺の部屋に
バナナを買いに来たらね
I want to meet his parents! I really want to see what his parents look like. And he told you to wake me up?
そうなんだ
To clarify, my family's run a greengrocer downtown for a long time. We're not only patronized by locals, but we even have restaurants coming to us for produce. So I think we're in good shape. On another note, my father is anything but cute. Even my referring to him as my dad sounds a little too cutesy.
オカリンのお部屋に入るのは久しぶ
Mari looked around and she made her assessment. Yeah, it doesn't look good, does it? Also, I've got two PCs. Oh, I've got loads of PCs with two monitors.
ラボが
In a way, the lab has become. In a way, the lab has kind of become my room, especially recently. Now that she mentions it, though, many years has it been since Mari was in here last. I remember we used to hang out in my room when we were in junior high, but that got awkward when I entered high school and we started hanging out at fast food places or karaoke more often.
何が
Why's that?
マユシーね実はほら漫画やゲームでよくあるでしょ幼なじみの女の子が
そんなのでワクワクするのか
And that is what you're excited for?
するよなのにオカリンってばよくじゃんって落っこちてるんだもん
How dare I be lying on the floor?
好きで落ちてい
I
く
didn't
わけ
do it
じゃ
on
ないわ
purpose.
だからね
何
Come again?
ベッドに寝てくれたら
やらんでいい
No. I quickly stood bolt upright. Mari looked disappointed, but after a moment she gave up, took my futon off my bed and started folding it.
何をしてるんだ
Now what are you doing?
干すんだよ
いやいやいや
Whoa, whoa,
そんなこ
whoa,
と
you
して
don't
く
have
れ
to
なく
do
ていい
that.
でもせっかくいいお天気だし
ラ
だけどほら
Yeah, but it smells like sweat, right? Let me do that.
大丈夫。オカリンのだから。
Mari smiled as if she were having fun and went downstairs with my futon and pillow. Unable to stop the Mayuri train, I went to the bathroom to brush my teeth. I returned to my room to see Mayuri tidying up.
悪い
So, sorry about this.
お掃除とか好きだから気にしないで。
I can rest easy. I can scan all my erotic... Wait. I can rest easy. I scan all of my erotic magazines and keep those scans a secret folder in my computer encrypted naturally. Alright, okay. Doing so allows me to avoid the cliche where your childhood friend stumbles on something embarrassing in your room. Ha! You're a master of risk management, homie, Kiyoma. That's kind of sad though. He scans his... either way.
ここに置いとくね。
Grah! Those are mine! Must have been planted by an organization spy to defame me!
俺を陥れ
Damn
る
it,
た
I
めに
completely
置いてい
forgot
っ
I
た
had
の
some
だ
free scan magazines under my bed.
まさか
Don't
これ
tell
も
me I can add this to the laundry list of Steins Gate choices.
そうだね。せっかくだからおせん。
あいやいやそっちの洗
No,
濯
look,
では
that's
な
not what I
い
meant.
というか
Besides, I can never have you do my laundry.
でもね、オカリンのお母さん、あさってまで留守なんでしょ。
My mum had headed out for Kyushu with her high school friends. They planned a ladies' trip to the hot springs there.
お洗濯物を貯めちゃうと後で大変。
それはそうだが
You're not wrong, but
それじゃあお部屋の外で待ってる
also, on top of that cabinet, is that a Nintendo Wii that I see?
え
But Mario had left the room before I had formed a coherent thought. I don't know. Can I really ask her to do this? In fact, I take no pleasure in her seeing my used underwear. Dara, on the other hand, would probably get a nosebleed from the excitement, perverted champion that he is. In fact, is that multiple Wiis on the floor? Has the lad got 4 Wiis? This guy's minted. 5 Wiis! In the bottom left, I think I see another one.
オカリン。
あはい今すぐ
Oh yeah, give me a sec. I give in and remove my clothes. After a while, Mayuri had washed all the laundry she'd collected and even my bed sheets. Right now, I can hear Mayuri spreading and hanging wet laundry in the garden. Those sounds make it difficult to focus on the report I'm working on in my room. Wait a minute, is Mayuri done with our homework? I haven't seen her working on it lately. Is she going to be crying on the 31st when she finds herself playing catch-up? Well, since she did my laundry, I can't let her suffer alone. I guess I'm going to be up all night on the last day of summer break, helping her finish everything.
まゆりちゃんすまねえな
Yes, it's my dad! Yes! Yes! I hear my father's voice coming from the yard.
気にしないでください。
好きってあの僕ら息子が
Seriously? Don't ask her that!
そうじゃなくて。
赤くなって可愛いったらねえ
Do you enjoy teasing innocent high school girls? Since when did you get old enough for dad jokes? Since you became a dad, probably.
これでよし。お洗濯物が真っ白になるなんて。
She must have just finished hanging everything up to dry. She sounds so happy and satisfied to be done. I imagine that she's looking at the laundry and smiling.
ああそうだまゆりちゃんちょいと小耳に挟んだんだがねまゆりちゃんの家
Oh, no, that movie. What? I leapt to my feet, knocking over the chair I was sitting in. When I stick my head out the window, I can see her between pieces of hanging laundry. Mayuri's moving? What is this? I haven't heard about it.
まゆりちゃんのお父さん北海道に転勤なんだってな
そうです。
まゆりちゃんも一緒に行っちまうのか寂しくなるね
Hokkaido? Are you kidding? This can't. This has to be a joke, right? I feel the blood drain from my face. It's just a friend moving away, that's all. I know that, but for some reason I can't keep myself from trembling. My hands go white from clutching the window frame, and I suddenly feel like they belong to someone else. I see Mayuri turn her head in my direction. She seems to be worried about whether I could overhear them or not.
ん
お父さんとお母さんは北海道に行くけど、
Did I hear that correctly?
そうなのかい
マユシーは東京に学校があるから北海道には行けない。
じゃあまゆりちゃんだけは上野に引っ越し
ここから離れるのはちょっと寂しいけど。
I sat on the bed and wiped the sweat from my forehead. Ah. What, Yueno? That's hardly worth being worried about. It's pretty far from where we are now, but pretty close to the lab in Akihabara. I'm there more often anyway, so it might actually be an improvement.
そっか。ならよ、いっそうちに。居候が肩身が狭いってんなら、嫁でどうだ？リンタロウが嫁に来るといいよ、メルちゃん。
Shut up, Dad! I stood back up again. What the hell is he saying?
いや、冗談じゃなくてな。マユルちゃんがリンタロウの上に乗ってくれりゃ。
God damn it, Dad! Mario seems to be panicking. This isn't good. If I leave them be, things might just get weirder from here. Hey, Mayuri, you got a second? I called her nonchalantly, acting as if I didn't hear them talking. Mayuri looked relieved as she left the yard. God damn it, Dad. Oh, right, well. Shit, I didn't think about what I would actually talk to her about when I called her. While I was fumbling around for something to say, it seemed Mayuri somehow realized that I overheard their conversation. She shifted uncomfortably for a moment, then hung her head. Yeah, what's with this? When Will moved, how much warning did I get? A week! I got a week's warning! Apparently everyone had been aware of this for like a month, and then Will just dropped it on me like a week before, like, oh, by the way, moving to America. Enjoy your half term. What? I was not told about this. You didn't feel it necessary to mention this before. The height of disrespect, I'm telling you. Tell me what? Hey, don't worry about it. I'm fine as long as you remain my hostage. And you know, don't worry about the weird stuff my dad said. Why did I even bring that up? Mari seemed confused at first, but worked up into a fluster once she realized what I was talking about. I told you not to worry! Damn it, old man! Why'd you have to make things awkward? As I was blaming in my head, I heard him call from the yard. I want to see what he looks like. I am. No, don't leave. I want to see what you look like. Huh? Hey, wait! By the time I'd formulated a protest, he was gone. You're just heading out to play Patchy Slot or something, aren't you? I can't believe this. I'm Hoin Kiyoma, the man who will plunge this world into chaos. Why do I have to sell vegetables? No, I wish that were true. I fear you're no match for the ladies of this neighborhood. Indeed. Dare I say they're a match for the organization's intelligence department, feared by governments the world over. Once they catch sight of you, they will interrogate you until they extract all your confidential information. Just the other day, one smiled at me and said, "Why, hello, Rintaro. I hear that there are a lot of ladies in your life lately. Don't make Mayuri cry." And the rate at which gossip spreads among these old ladies is truly frightening. So you're going ahead to the lab. I will accomplish this mission on my own. If any one of those ladies saw the two of us tending the store together, this whole neighborhood would be flooded with rumors. What was that voice? What? Hey! Didn't you leave for the lab? We tended the store for the next 2 or so hours. 80% of the ladies who came in the store said, "Oh, Rintaro, you finally got married." One of them even looked at Mayuri and cried, "I've always knew the two of you would wind up together." Whatever that means. When we were finally released from our duty, I was spent. Mayuri looked tired too, but she smiled at me and said one of my dreams came true. Pretending to run a grocery store is a pretty easy dream to grant. When I told her that, she just laughed at me. It was cute. Yes, another round table meeting. Oh, we've got a remarkably high attendance rate today. Mario and I had a late lunch at Kitchen Jiro, and when we arrived at the lab, everyone except Lukako was there. He texted me earlier and told me he was really busy preparing for tomorrow's festival though, so that was unsurprising.
聞いたにゃ聞いたにゃ今日だったらも
聞いたって何を
You heard what? I stopped the hyperactive virus with my right hand.
う遊園地の写真のことにゃ岡部倫太郎もモデルをやったんだって
What is this? I did everything in my power to keep the details of the shoot under wraps. Moeka should be the only one who knows.
しっかしびっくりよね。あんたがモデル。
Shining Finger, you backstabber! I'll see you in court! I have their voices quite low, so they don't annoy me as much. But when I looked at her with fire in my eyes, Moeka simply shook her head. It's Mayuri's fault. Huh? So Shining Finger didn't? Then who told them?
フェリスちゃんにメールしちゃった
Damn it, come to think of it, I never explicitly told her not to tell anyone.
いや
I
別
don't
に
mind.
構わんぞ
This is the dawn of the new form of Halloween Kyoma's genius. Go ahead and spread the word far and wide.
広めるがいい
Well, I can't unring that bell. At least all the photos will show on my hands and back. I fear you've misjudged me, Shining Finger. I never once doubted you. Sort of a grudge-holding type, aren't you, Finger? Something we need to confirm? As I was wondering, this Moeka pulled out a USB memory stick out of her pocket. It was about pinky-sized and had a keyring attached for an easier grip.
これ
I don't know what it is, but I interrupt Dara's web surfing and hand it to him.
何これ
指圧しか
That's from Shining Finger. She
見
wants
えて
us
ほ
to
し
take a
い
look. Dara inserted the USB memory to his computer and a folder popped up on the screen. Oh no! A folder containing a bunch of photos. They were named Photo A01, Photo A02, Photo A03, and so on. Kurisu was the first to realize what they were.
もしかして昨日撮影したって。
何
What?
そうなの
Are
か
they? I turned to Moeka for confirmation and she nodded.
サイトに使いたい写真。編集部でセレクトして。
見たい見たい
Everyone gathers around the computer and Dara prepared to click the first photo.
ほらちょっと待ってみんなに見られたら恥ずかしい
Mario tries to cover the screen, but the gentleman perv Dara interjects.
むふー秘密の写真を無理やりさらされる眉氏の姫できればもう少し
変態は死ね。ねえ桐生さん、別に変な写真じゃない？とっても綺麗だと。ならいいじゃないまより。
そうだにゃ見せてほしいにゃでも
Mario is protesting, but she also snuck a glance at the PC screen. I think Moeka saying they're really beautiful has her curious.
隠しても意味ないにゃどのみちサイトが出来上がればみんなに
Mario thought this over for a bit, but she gave up, or fell to her curiosity to see the pictures. She moved away from the computer. I'm also curious as to know how our shots turned out. I take an interested look at the screen.
それじゃ眉氏の秘蔵写真を見てみる
Dara clicked on the file and the photo expanded onto the screen.
これは
This is... Everyone was awestruck by what they saw. I'd seen Mario like this in person yesterday, but I must admit even I was stunned into silence. Standing in the light in the carousel, Mario looked almost fairy tale-like in her dress. On her face she wore a cute smile. Her eyes, narrowed by her smile, were glistening as they reflected the sparkling lights. Her skin looked as smooth as fine china, and her cheeks were a cherry blossom pink. Her gloss lips were similarly floral, looking like a small bud of a rose.
かわいいね、すっごく。
いいじゃないまゆり。
マユシ間違いなくブレイクの予感。
そんなことないよ。プロの人がメイクしてくれてね、綺麗に撮ってくれ
Everyone
た
praised
からだ
Mayuri
よ。
and she blushed and wiggled.
ダールニャン、次見せて、次。
オケだお。
Daru clicked on the next file.
うわ、これもいいじゃない。
これならフェイリスの正当な後継者として妖精界の女王の座を
With each
譲
new
ること
file
が
Daru
できそう
clicked, Mayuri's beautiful image danced across the screen. The lab members oohed and ahed and cheered. But every time she was praised, Mayuri would writhe around and make uncomfortable noises like ah, oh yeah.
ここからファイル名がちょっと変わるな。なんなん？
God, they're the ones with me. I named photo BO1, photo BO2, and so on. Yeah, they gotta be the ones with me in them.
シチュエーションが。
ああ、そういうこと。
早く見せてよ、橋田。
うん。ポチッとな。
The ladies and Daru opened their eyes wide. One beat later, the blood drained from my face and I screamed. What is this? On the merry-go-round on the screen, I saw Mayuri smiling and myself accompanying her in a tuxedo. Shining Finger, what have you done? This isn't what you told me. I'm not scared in this picture at all. You better have a good explanation for this, you. No, no, no! My face exposed, the organization can easily track us down and wipe us out! As I drew near Morocco, I heard a few assorted comments from the lab members.
嘘。かっこいいにゃん。これ本当に岡部。
偽物だ。僕は認めない。こんなの僕と同類のオカリンじゃないよ。
同類って何の同
What do you
類
mean
だ
by same breed?
あんたさ、普段からこうしてればいいのに。
そうしたらもっと女性から親近感。
I've never been praised for my appearance before, so I had no idea how to respond here.
他にもあるのかにゃ。二人の写真。
勘弁してくれ。
Mercy, please! Having hit my limit, I walked away from the computer, slumped onto the couch, and put my head in my hands. My god. Are these happy photos of me going to be seen by the general public? Is this how the world will see the mad scientist who will plunge it into chaos? While I was soaking in my agony on the couch, the lab members kept chirping over the photos. In spite of my internal exhortations for the computer to break down and for the data to be erased, the PC continued displaying the pictures without a hitch.
この写真もそうだけど、どれもまゆりの表情が。
可愛いんだけど、驚いたよ。椎名まゆりにこんな顔。
やばいっす。ロリでちょいエロは無敵っす。
みんなもういいでしょ。次の写真に行こうよ。
Murray couldn't stand having her photos put under a microscope and wanted to move on to the next one. But Farrah seemed to love being able to tease Murray like this. She had a look in her eye like a cat playing with a toy.
まゆし。何？
Farrah extends her finger and points it directly at Murray's nose.
これは恋する女の子の顔だに。
Farrah's accusation made Murray jump. She blushed all the way to the tips of her ears.
おいこらフェイリス。
Hey Farrah!
ほんまにマユリを
Don't
困
put on
ら
a
せる
spot
な。
like that.
にゅふ。
Farrah looked back at me and the edges of her lips turned up. It really made her look like a cat. She slowly points her accusing finger in my direction.
なんだ
What is it?
この写真、まゆしを見つめる京馬の顔も。
What? Murray jumped once again.
ふにゃー、フェイリスの聖なる任務は失敗だにゃ。天上界に持ち帰らなくちゃいけない京馬の。
オカリンのくせに生意気だ。
岡部のくせに生意気だ。リア充爆発
Oh,
しろ
shut up, Kurisu. Daru and Kurisu spoke simultaneously.
お前ら
But that's enough now. As creator of Chaos Horizon, I have no need for something as trite as romance.
ねえまゆり、悪いこと言わないから、こんなのやめた方がいいわよ。中二病。
聞こえよがしに不
I
愉快
can
なこ
hear
とを
you,
言
you
うな。
know.
マユリも本
Murray,
気で
don't
悩
listen
む
to a
わ
word they're saying. Having had enough of this nonsense, I stood up from the couch, I put my wallet in my pocket and headed for the exit.
おい視圧師
Hey, Shining Finger, you don't need us to okay the photos right
今す
now,
ぐ
do
やらん
you?
でもいいじゃあ俺は後でやる
And
から
that's when
な
I'll do it. After I confirmed that with Mocha, I exited the lab, saying that I needed to get something at the convenience store.
それじゃあそろそろ帰るわね。
ルカニャンの神社のお祭りって一回ここに集合してか
なあそれがいいだろ
That's right.
楽しみだな。私初めて。
私も。
Kurusu slowly opened the door and stepped outside. Faris, Suzuha, and Mocha followed.
本当にいいの？まゆり起こさなくて。
なあ
I am. She did a lot today. She needs some rest. As long as she's awake before the last
終
train,
電
we're
前に起
fine.
こしてやるから大丈夫だ
Myra's asleep, breathing calmly on the couch. She looks comfortable there that I'd feel sorry to wake her up.
あんた、襲ったらダメよ。
襲うか
Of course not!
誰もいる
I'd
んだ
never do that! Especially not with Dara around. I turn my head in the direction of the development room. I can hear the sound of pages turning and a lecherous chuckle behind the curtain. He must be reading the Dojin manga he got at Komima. He told me that he can't read it when Ferris Town is around, so they're most likely of the risque
そ
variety.
れじゃあまた明日にゃ。
なあまたな
Okay, see you. The ladies descended the stairs and set back off to their respective homes.
さて
Now then, I sit down in front of the computer. I made sure that Dara was occupied with his dojins, then I inserted the USB into the computer and opened the photo folder. I couldn't really get a look at them earlier because everyone was so worked up, but every photo really did look amazing. In one photo, Mary might be smiling broadly like a little girl, but she'd be giving a subtle, mature smile in the next. I don't think I've seen such a range of emotions in the time that I'd known her. I lost myself in the photos and time started passing me by. Once I finished looking at the photos, I stretch out. All of them look great, but I appeared in way more of them than I thought I would.
騙したな視圧師め
Minus 2 out of 10.
こんなことな
Damn. The Simon Cow judge. You tricked me, Shining Finger. If I'd have known, I would have asked for way more money. My eyes aching from staring at the screen for so long, I stood up to get some Dr. P. The glance at the clock hit me like a punch to the gut. How is it that late already? I guess I really got engrossed in those photos.
おいマユリ
Am I worried? It's almost
そろそろ
midnight, time
12
to
時
go
だ
home.
ぞ
I got closer
Hi,
and
Mr.
gently
Show.
shook her shoulder.
ほら
Hey, up and at 'em.
電車なくなっ
You're
ちゃ
gonna
う
miss
ぞ
your train. Mari curled up on the sofa, holding her legs in her arms. She calmly exhaled and went back to sleep. I shook her shoulder a little more strongly this time.
おいマユリ
Look, Myra, you can stay here tonight, but call your
ここに泊まっていってもいいが。
family first. You have a
だったら
memorial
家に電
service
話しろ。
tomorrow, right? Myra took out her phone out of her bag and sleepily dialed her home number into it. She tells her parents that she's going to stay the night in the lab. The moment she ended the call, she falls back asleep, the phone still in her hand.
たくしょうがないやつだ
I
な
swear I can't believe you sometimes. She's still a kid. I smiled wryly as I took the phone from her hand and placed it back in a bag. Inside the bag, I caught sight of Robo Mayushi, looking almost complete. The sound of Mayuri's breathing makes me sleepy. I put my head into the development room to chat with Dara before bed.
おいダル
Hey Dara, I'm
What
gonna
am I
get some
talking
sleep. Can you lock up when you
What's-
leave?
あ
Dara was too engrossed in his doujinshi to do any more than grunt. I sat next to Mayuri, leaned back to the couch and closed my eyes. Little by little, the rhythm of Mayuri's breathing and my own began to sync up. As it did, I was lulled into a calm sleep. The instant sound of the shower had woken me up. I rubbed my eyes and looked at the clock. 3 a.m. Oh no, it's happened again! It's the same dream! I planned on just taking a nap, but I guess I actually fell asleep for a while. I turned my head towards the shower room. Under the pad of the shower I can hear Mayuri's breathing. She must be the one showering. Then where could Daru be? When I looked over the development room, the lights were off. He must have gone home. Wait. I was overwhelmed by a feeling of deja vu. I remember the situation. I've done this before. That's right. This is the curious dream I had last night. The one where Mayuri is wearing her bikini in the shower for some reason, and then comes on to me. It's completely baffling. I return my gaze to the shower room again. Unlike my dream, the curtain's closed and there's no way that she'd show up in her bikini. Oh, this is stupid. I managed to push that tenacious image from my mind and lean back on the couch. Phew. It's the middle of the night. Daru's not here and I've got nothing to do, so I close my eyes and try to get back to sleep. My eyes closed, I'm unable to focus on anything but the sound of the shower. And something she said to me in the dream came back to me like a refrain. I tried to shake the voice out of my head. My heart began to pound a little bit faster. That's enough, Hoin Kyoma. Think about something else. Anything else. But then the human brain is a fascinating thing. The more I tell myself to think about something else, the harder it gets to do so. Mayuri having fun at the photo shoot at the park. Mayuri is saving my life at the pool. I think of the way Mayuri expresses herself, see her face over and over in different ways. The shower stopped and I heard the person in the shower coming out. Drying their body with a towel, getting dressed, it all sounds sensual. Daru steps out of this shower, I'll have a funny story to tell. I think before I hear Mayuri quietly sigh. Okay, slow down. Why do I feel so nervous about this? Mayuri's taken tons of showers at our lab, so why do I feel like puberty-stricken middle schooler now? Once she had finished dressing, the curtain opened and Mayuri stepped out. Unsure of how to respond to this, I quickly pretend to be asleep. If I open my eyes right now, Mayuri is so sensitive that she would feel bad about waking me up. Better she just fake it. Besides, I felt kind of guilty for having such dirty thoughts. I heard Mayuri quietly walking around the lab. The smell of her shampoo and body wash tickles my nose. And what I presume was an attempt to not wake me up, Mayuri slowly opened the door of the fridge, took out some barley tea, poured it into a glass and drank it. She sighed and walked over to me. Then she sat down right beside me. She stayed still for a moment. Then she rustled around in her bag and took something out. Probably Robo Mayushi. I very slightly opened my eyes to see her holding Robo Mayushi in one hand and a sewing needle in the other. Almost complete, she must be putting the finishing touches on it. She kept sewing Robo Mayushi's clothes for a while, then she sighed and spoke aloud. She put down her sewing implements and raised Robo Mayushi to eye level. She's probably checking for any problems. Mary muttered to herself contentedly, then placed her handcrafted doppelganger on the table. The next moment she turned to me. I closed my eyes in a panic. That was close. Somehow I don't think she noticed. I try not to move a muscle as Mayuri stares at me, or at least I think she's staring at me. For a long time I don't hear anything but the sounds of her breathing. How long is this going to last? Tired of pretending to be asleep, I started planning how I could pretend to wake up. First I'll start moving like I'm about to wake up. Then open my eyes and mumble, "Oh, what is it, Mayuri? Yeah, this is perfect. Let's do this!" But just as I was about to enact my brilliant wake-up plan, Mayuri started talking. She spoke so quietly I could barely hear her, but her words quietly hit my ears. She stopped talking for a while. After the silence, the tone of her voice had changed slightly. Mayuri stopped speaking, returning the room to complete silence. I wish I could see her face right now, but with my eyes closed like this, I can only imagine. Then, the smell of her shampoo grows stronger. The sound of her breathing and the swish of her clothes draw closer to my face. Well, what is she going to do? I held my breath. A soft hand timidly touches my cheek. She delicately strokes my face as if to trace its shape. Is this another dream like the one I had yesterday? So I'm going to wake up in my room, and then a surprise Mo's going to come in and see me on the floor. Is that it? Huh? I felt a warm drop of water land on my cheek. 1 drop, 2, then 3. They quickly multiplied in number. God damn it, there's a leak in the reef. There's a leak in the reef. There's a leak in the roof. Christ. And I hear the quiet sounds of crying. Wait, is Mayuri crying? Open my eyes. Mayuri gasped and covered her face with her hands. She jumped up from the sofa and rushed straight into the shower room. Hey, Mayuri! I followed after her. Just before I reached the shower room, I heard it lock in front of me. Mayuri! Hey, you okay? Why are you crying? Yes, you were just now. Just tell me why. Mayuri insisted strongly. Not knowing what to do, I lightly tapped on the shower room door. Okay, you're not crying, so please open up. It's going to get hot in here, right? Nah. Gotcha, Mayuri. Hearing that only made me more worried about her, so I tried to knock a little louder. Just then, the lab entrance opened behind me. This would be a bad time for Kurisu to come in. Oh, it's Daru, it's alright. Daru won't care. I whipped around to see Daru lumbering in the lab. He looked slightly baffled to see me. I thought you went home. A beef bowl for a snack? This late? This is what I would normally say, but now is not the time. Someone saw me like this without knowing what was going on, that... Thanks, Mayuri. This paints me in a great light.
No!
I'm not! You're completely misinterpreting this. Mayuri's fully clothed. She locked herself in there, so I was trying to convince her to come out. Well, that's... I don't know what to say. Since I have no idea why she cried, there really isn't anything I can say. That's not right either! Hey Mayuri, Daru's lobbing weird accusations at me. Would you please come out and clear the air? Shortly after I said that, the shower room was unlocked and Mayuri shyly stepped out. Her cheeks are red, but is it because it was humans inside, or was she embarrassed I saw her cry? I couldn't tell, but the way Mayuri smiled at Daru, you would think she was never crying. Yeah, that's right. I agree with Mayuri's made-up story. I was just telling her to I got rid of the bug and you can come out now when you came in. I couldn't tell whether Daru believed that story or not, but he didn't pry any further. He sat down in front of the computer and started playing a vertical shooter he got from Komima. I was worried about Mayuri, but with Daru around, I couldn't really ask her about why she was crying. Even if I tried to ask, she'd probably run away over towards Daru. It all meant that I wasn't able to find out why she was crying. Right when the first train started running out in the morning, Mayuri stood up and said I have the memorial service today, so I should get going. She put on her shoes and was about to walk out, when she turned to me. Oh, she certainly is. I look over at the Mayuri doll on the top of the fridge. I told you, didn't I? Don't worry. Mayuri smiled from the bottom of her heart and then said sorry for some reason. I was going to ask her what she was sorry for, but by then she waved goodbye to Dara and me and headed down the stairs.
Oi, Mayuri!
Hey, Mayuri! I leaned out the window and called out to Mayuri as she walked down the street. She turned and looked up at me.
今度またお
Let's
祭り
go
行こ
to
う
the
な
festival again, just like we used
昔み
to.
たいに
Mayuri waved her hand as she walked away. After all that, I still didn't know the reason for Mayuri's tears. After that time, I wasn't able to ask her. But only half a day later... Man, it's probably because she's you know, and she's gonna move
この
away.
帯はどっち向きにつけるの？
It's always how it happens.
こっちだにゃん。いやいや違う、そっちじゃなくて。
こうかしら。模様が逆にならない？
その模様はその向きでいい。
ああ、なるほどね。
That afternoon, the lab members gathered at the lab to prepare for the festival. Kurisu and Ferris each brought their own yukata into getting changed behind the development room curtain, though Kurisu seems to be struggling. Oh, what a ringtone. Yo, Lukuko. Oh, good man, just change it to Lukuko. I don't know if Lukuko is going to be allowed to hold a sword while at the festival, but... I've got mail! Oh my god, so many messages. I don't want to check my... I think this works better for this one. And then Gate of Steiner. What better for this, I think. Okay.
ちょっと、そこの変態。
オカリン呼んでるよ。
あんたのことだ、橋だ。
何？もしかして着替えてるだって
一歩でも入ってきたら殺すからな。そうじゃなくって、さっきからものすごい鼻息が聞こえてくるんだけど。
失礼だな。僕は別に女子の着替えのこととかで興奮する趣味はないですよ。
I struggle to believe that. I heard Christina and Dara having the same sort of argument they always have. When I asked her why she didn't get changed to her hotel, she said that she didn't know how to wear a yukata properly. That's why Ferris is helping her get dressed. After a while, the curtain opened and Kurisu and Ferris stepped out wearing their yukata. Oh. Of course she's got a cat design on her one.
浴衣に猫耳の最強コンボきたもう
もう、うるさいな。
Well, surprising, you look really good in it, Christina.
意外とは余計だっつうの。
Kurisu starts picking a fight with me, but she actually looks like she's having fun. She might even be a little flattered.
でも本当に似合ってるにゃ。そうしてると生粋のに。
いやいやいや、生粋の日本人だから。
名前がクリスティーン。
岡部のせいで本気で誤解してる人がいるんですけど。
おい こらフェイリス
Listen, Ferris, the name Christina is sort of like your name in kanji.
お前と同じ
マナじゃねえ。いいフェイリスさん、この際だからきちんと説明する。よく聞いて。
Here she launched into a long explanation about how her name wasn't Christina, or Assistant, or Celeb Sev, or Experiment Nerd, or Atchana or Christina. I look at the two of them talking, clad in a yukata. I mean, what about Zombie? Zombie is a great nickname as well. And all of a sudden I feel lonely. I knew why, it's because I saw Robo Mayushi sitting on top of the fridge.
ルカ君の神社のお祭り、オカリンと一緒に。
If Mayuri were here, she would be wearing a yukata like the other girls, laughing and smiling. Grump would be a good name. Oh, that's right, I told Mayuri that I'd take her to a festival soon. There should be one in Akihabara next month, if I remember correctly. I'm going to treat her to a cotton candy or candied plums, or whatever she wants. The door to the lab opened and we all turned to look. That just looked, I don't know, that was strange to me. There stood Mooka dressed in a yukata of her own.
桐生さん、素敵。
驚いたにゃん。すっごく色っぽい
That's like something you should wear in autumn. I don't know.
そう。
Maybe because it's got the orange leaves. With everyone's eyes on her, Mooka seems to be feeling a little unsure. She started fidgeting uncomfortably. Then she walked over to me and handed me a box.
これ。
Yo, is that my star? It was a white cardboard box large enough to require both hands, or it would without the handy strings wrapped around it to make it easier to hold.
なんだ
What is this?
頼まれていたもの。
どういう
Which means... It was then that I realized what it was, the only thing I'd ever asked Mooka for.
譲ってもらえた
They
のか
gave you this?
あ
Right. I fumbled with the string, but eventually got the box open. And as I thought, there was a beautiful clear star. It seems to be made of clear acrylic rather than crystal, but the rainbow reflected within its beautiful, all the same.
にゃ。何これ。
すごいわ。どうしたの？
Everyone looked into the box.
クリスマスツリーの
It
星
was
だ
on the Christmas tree, the
Yeah,
one
no,
at the
you
photo
mentioned
shoot in the
something
amusement
different.
park.
シーナさん。
へ
なるほど。岡部のくせに割とロマンティックなことするのね。
ロマンティック
Romantic?
わざわざ頼み込んだんでしょ？まゆりにプレゼントしたいから。
Not really, I kind of just asked Mooka, get it for me.
そ
There's
んな
no way I'd
恥
do
ずかし
such
い
an
こと俺が
embarrassing
するわけ
thing!
ないだろ
岡部君に頼み込む。やっぱり。
始発時は余計な
You
こと
didn't
言
need
う
to
な
say that, Shining Finger! Still, Kuroshin and Ferris looked at me and smiled. I also got the feeling that behind her glasses, Finger was smiling with her eyes. I heard Dara murmuring nothing wrong with being a loner to himself.
まゆりとの付き合いも長いんでしょ？
そろそろって
About time for what?
その星をプレゼントするときにさ。
だから言うって何
Hello,
か
what
な
exactly?
にゃはは。またまたと。
恋愛まで中二病丸出しなのはどうかと思うわよ。
お前にそん
You're
な
the
こ
one
と
to
言わ
talk
れる
about
筋合い
romance,
は
you
ないわ
fantasizing
この
fictional
妄想
nerd!
引き込め
誰が妄想恋愛大好き子か。
それじゃあ、今日は平気なのかにゃ。他の男の子。
何
Whoa, what?
実は、メイクインに来るお客さんに、マユシー目当ての男の子がいるの。
それは僕のことですか？でも僕はフェイリスタン一筋。
話の腰を折るな。あんたはイケメンじゃないだろ。
Poor Daru.
ああ、容赦ないツッコミ来たこれ。
その男の子、結構積極的だにゃ。マユシ。
She can do as she pleases. Her answers do not
マユ
concern
がどう
me.
答えるかなど俺
わあ、ステレオタイプな反応。
予想通りだにゃ。
単純。
もうちょっと気の利いたこと言えてくれ。
Bruh,
聞こえてるぞお前ら
I can hear you guys.
聞こえるように言いました。
おほんおほん
Ahem.
始圧
By the way, Shining Finger, what's the damage?
い
I
く
hope
ら
it
で
wasn't
譲って
too
もらえるんだ
expensive.
あんまり高いと
She immediately whipped out her phone and typed a message. The director said it's a gift. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they did tell me that we're not going to use your face and then use my face, so...
でも結構高そうだ
What?
ぞ
But this looks so expensive. Bruh. I see. I'll have to thank her next time I see her. I feel like people are misinterpreting my relationship with Mayuri. Oh well, it got me free shit. Still, I think the star is going to make Mayuri happy. She might be feeling down because she couldn't make it today, so this might be a nice gift. I'll try to give it to her tonight. I thought about how she'd react when she saw the star and smiled. I already owe you for this, thank you. Yeah, especially with the mess her apartment's in. I don't know why shining finger. I get the finger part, but I don't get the shining part. I already owe you for this, thank you. Now you did all of this, you're the reason the shoot turned out so well. It was memorable. Last night, when I was checking the photos, I sneakily saved a photo of Mayuri and I to a secret folder. Gasp! I didn't say that! Knowing that director, I have a feeling she would take Momoka seriously and reach out to me. I don't know if I could live through something so embarrassing a second time. Hi Luca. Luca burst into the lab in full Miko attire. Yeah, you good, bro? Everyone was stunned to see him in such an unusual state. His normally beautiful styled hair is stuck to his forehead with sweat. Beneath that messy hair, his eyes are filled with desperation. The white robe he's wearing hangs down over his shoulder, exposing his sweaty neck and collarbone. If he were a girl, the scene would be quite erotic. But he's a guy. The hems of his hakama, which he always keeps clean, are dirty, a surefire sign that he ran here. Okay, Luca? Luca didn't respond. He seemed to be having trouble breathing, and he was panting and wheezing heavily. Dara retrieved water from the kitchen and given it to Lukako. Jesus. He finished the entire cup in one go. Now talk to us. What's going on? Shocked by his words, I leaned in closer to Lukako. Did something happen to Mayuri? The Lamb shouted in surprise, but I was relieved. I'd already heard about the move, and I knew that Mayuri wasn't leaving Tokyo. Ah, but she is. Well, because I already knew. Don't worry, Mayuri's not going anywhere. I told him what Mayuri had told my father. But Luca wasn't smiling like the rest of us. Excuse me? The weight of what Lukako was saying suddenly hit me like a ton of bricks. Something's wrong. Strange. I'll get to the bottom of this! I take my cell phone and try to call Mayuri. Excuse me, young lady? Yeah, I get it. Damn it! Her phone is off! But Mayuri told me that she wasn't going to Hokkaido. How do you mean? But at that point she didn't even know I was listening. So why? There's no way Mayuri to keep something that important from me. Yeah, that's what you'd think, wouldn't you? You would think that they would tell you before just a week. You would, wouldn't you? But no. No. Korosu looked me straight in the eye and asked a question calmly and softly. There was no anger in her voice. What? Oh, of course I would. I stumbled back and fell onto the sofa. Stunned, I dropped the box containing a star on the floor. I didn't even have it in me to pick it up. I struggled for words. Mayuri is going to leave. That's so. It's a bit mean. It sounded unreal. Kurisu will leave someday too. Even though we've welcomed her into the lab, still, whenever she gets the chance to come back to Japan, she's welcome. We've known that from the start. We've always known, even if we try not to talk about it. But Mayuri is different. Mayuri's the one person that I thought would never leave me. I thought she'd always be here, smiling by my side. Because she's my hostage. I'll never let you go. I'll never let them take you. Mayuri is my hostage. She's a sacrifice for my human experimentation.
マユシー、これからもオカリンがおじいちゃんになってマユシーがおばあちゃんになっても人質でいられたらいいな。
Her tears last night. Strange things she's been saying. And a sad-looking smile. I finally understand them all.
でもロボマユシーも早く。
やけにこだわってるんだ
You're
な。
already determined.
マユシーがいない時でもね、ロボマユシーがそばにいればオカリンが。
I slowly stood up and took the doll that looked just like Mayuri from the top of the refrigerator. I mean, it's kind of obvious. I pressed the button on her back. You. All the messages Mayuri could are words of support for me. To give me company when she's gone.
どうするの？
Oh, I'm gonna fucking clap her. Are you kidding me?
お前自分で言った
Didn't
だ
you
ろ。
hear yourself? If the fear that I would stop her is the reason she couldn't tell me the truth.
だったら俺は。
I don't want to cause her any more pain.
それは違う。違うよ。
Varys rushed over to me and looked into my eyes.
フェイリス。
Varys.
それでもね、引き止めてほしいよ。女の子。
引き止めてほしい。その結果がどうなるとしても。
So when do they say soccer? Huh? I don't think they said soccer at any point.
So, かっこいいセリフをフェリスタに取られたのだぜ。
あんたが言ったらキモい
They didn't say soccer at all. Malika picked up the box holding the Christmas star and handed it to me.
シーナさんに渡してあげて。
Well, you said, shut up, it's football, not soccer. But I don't think any of them said soccer. Or even mentioned football. I looked from person to person in the lab, each one gave me a nod of approval. That's right! I am Ho-In Kyoma! I can't let my hostage escape from me! At this rate, I'll lose control of my entire lab! Besides, she knows far too much. I cannot simply let her go!
その通りだにゃ。マユシーを生贄にして京馬への愛と情熱で燃え盛る視点。
愛と情熱で
It's
は
not
ない。
love, it's reverence and respect!
はいはいはい。何でもいいからさっさと言って
Kurosui
こ
put
い
her。hand against my back and shoved me towards the door. Holding the box Mocha had given me, I ran out into the dusk. Right, time to find her, sock her, and tell her to come back. I was running to the only place I thought she could be. My heart is beating out of my chest and I have a throbbing pain in my side. I'm completely out of breath and any attempts to fill my lungs are a challenge. I keep tripping over my feet as if my body refuses to obey me. I tripped over something and fell to the ground, protecting the box with my arm. My forearm landed hard on the asphalt and pain shot through my body. Damn it! I stood up, tried to shake off the pain, and started running again. Based on what Lukako said, after Mayuri and her mum visited the school, they probably went to her grandma's memorial service. If that's the case, then Mayuri has to be there. It's a place that Mayuri and I can never forget. And the promised land where I made her my hostage. Mayuri? Where are you? She's not here. Anyway. There's a stick of incense still burning in front of her grandma's gravestone, and gently coloured flowers laid atop it. Did she go home already? Whenever she came here, she would talk to her deceased grandmother. She talked for a long, long time all by herself, so I thought that she had to be here. Crap. Okay, time to head to her house. But when I turned around to do so, I had someone quietly sneeze. Ah, you fucked up, you tried to hide. I looked over to see someone crouching behind a bush short distance from the graveyard. Illuminated by the sunset, I could see her shadow clearly defined on the ground. And Jenny put the box down on Mayuri's grandmother's gravestone, then walked over to the tree. While the shadow moved in an attempt to escape my sight, it was nothing but wasted effort.
Oi.
Mayuri?
Oh my.
You're really bad at hide and seek. Mayuri stuck her head out from behind the bush, looking sheepish. Then what were you doing? When I got closer to her, she turns her back to me. I only saw her face for a second, but I could tell she'd been crying for a long time. Her eyes were red, and I could see streaks of tears running down her face. Just seeing her like that hurts my heart. Were you crying? Mayuri sniffed, still not looking at me. Come to think of it, this was a lot like our conversation last night. I didn't know why she was crying then, so I just kept on asking. Me? I came to trouble you. Mayuri turned for a moment and gave me a dubious look. She quickly turned back away from me to hide her face. I just kept talking to her back. So, Mayuri? I've been too embarrassed to ask you this until now, but do you remember that day? The day that I made you my hostage, right here. Her shoulders began to shake a little. It was raining that day, and you had a blue umbrella. No matter how many times I called your name, you didn't answer me. You just kept staring up at the sky. I was so frustrated with myself. There was nothing I could do for you. All I could do was stand by your side. And then a light came through the clouds. Do you remember? I thought that the light would suck you in. It would take you away from me. I really thought that. So back then I said to myself, I'll never let her go. I'll never let anyone take her away. She's my hostage, she's not going anywhere. And I still feel that way even now. I heard her gasp quietly. She seems to finally understand why I ran so hard to get here. Every time she's about to say something, she stops herself again and again. Then finally, with her back still turned towards me, she shakily started talking. Mayuri stopped talking and looked up to the sky. The sky was gradated from azure to crimson. The clouds looked like they were ready to fall, which was a little sad. That's right, summer is coming to an end.
シーが人質じゃなくてもダル君もルカ君もだからオカリンは
Her shoulders
も
shook.
うマユシーが人質じ
I
ゃな
realized
く
that
て
she was doing everything she could to fight back her tears.
みんながオカリンを大好きでオカリンもみんなが大好きだからね。オカリンは
そんなことを言うな。
Don't say that! I couldn't take it any longer. I grabbed Mayuri's shoulders. I turned her around to face me and then held her in my arms. In my arms, Mayuri jumped with surprise. Seemingly forgetting that she was about to cry, she looked up at my face. Her eyes widened.
ラボメンたちは
The lab members are important to me.
確かに大事
It's
な
fun
仲
to be
間だ。
around them, that's for sure.
でもな、
But if you're not there, Mayuri, there's no point.
マユリがそばにいるから。
I can only smile because you're with
俺は
me.
いつでも。俺はバカだ。
I'm stupid. I didn't realize something
こん
this
な簡
simple,
単なことに
this important, until now.
あの日、
That day, when I held on to you, I
お前
knew.
のとこで抱き留めた時
I promised myself that I would never lose you.
なのに、
When someone's always by your side, you start to think that they'll be there forever.
お前
You
が
take
そ
them
ばに
for
いるから。
granted.
オカリン。
でも、
It's not too late though. You're still
ま
here.
だ行くな、マユリ。
Don't go, Mayuri.
俺のそ
Don't
ばか
leave my
ら。
side.
お前の親には俺
I'll
が
ask
頼
your
む。
parents. If they say no, I'll ask them again on my knees. So please don't go anywhere.
俺は
I want you to
お前にそばにいて
fuck,
ほ
I
しい
fucked
ん
that
だ。
up. I want you by my side. I hold Mayuri tight as I make my plea. She hesitates for a moment, her small form slowly relaxed and leaned into me.
お前は大切な人
You're
質
my
だ。
precious hostage. Always
ずっとずっ
and
と。
forever.
ずっとっていつまで
I look down at her. I see the reflection of my face in her teary dark blue eyes.
いつまでもだ。
Forever and ever.
マユシーが大学生になっても
お、
Oh, I hiccuped. Yep.
OL さんになっても
お、
Yep.
お。
Of course.
それじゃあ
そうだ。
That's right. I want you to stay with me until we grow old and die.
お前は俺と一緒にいればいい。
I don't know. She's an odd one, Mr. Bump. She's very strange. Tears began to flow down Mayuri's face. As they fell from her face, they caught the color of the sunset.
マユシーね。オカリンのこと
You gotta remember that Okabe's out of school and she's still in school, so this is very sus.
だからクリスチャンがラボに来てオカリンはクリスチャンのこと好きになったのかなって
Well, about that.
そう思うとそんな自分が
I'm honestly Team Kurisu. Sorry, Mayuri, but
なのにどうしてもダメだった
the canon ending to this particular game is that he gets with Kurisu. I'm sorry. You're a side story. How long are you going to keep thinking of Mayuri as a child? Kurisu's voice kept echoing in my head.
だからね神様がマユシーに罰を与えて
Mayuri. Just someone comes in, grave robs, mugs all the stuff off the grave. I held her tight once again, and she hugs me back.
どこにも行きたくないよ
She hasn't even seen my bloody present yet. I got her a whole bloody present, she hasn't even noticed it.
大丈夫だ。
Don't worry, I'll never let you go anywhere.
絶対に。
オカリン
I'm sorry, I didn't know how you felt. I'm so sorry. I stroked her head as I said this. She nodded her head again and again as she cried on my chest. And guns them down! Well, yeekers. I mean, if you're looking for things like that, Mr. Bump, you might want to watch the show, Yikers. Hey, are you feeling better?
大丈夫
Maya and I have been holding each other for a while. We finally separated and stood together beneath the dusk sky. Mayuri says she's fine, but she's still sniffing. Well, I wouldn't want to spoil, you know, like the main show, but guns definitely get involved. I'm kind of new to this sort of situation, so I have no idea how to calm down a crying girl.
そうだ。
Oh, hold on. I ran over to Mayuri's grandmother's gravestone and grabbed the box. When I returned, I handed it to Mayuri. Here. She's still teary-eyed and looks up at me like she's embarrassed. Just looking at her face makes my heart throb.
お前にプレゼント。
It's a present for you.
プレゼント？
いいから開けてみろ。
Just open it. Mayuri slowly opened the box. Mayuri's tear-stained face suddenly lit up and shined.
これ？
She looks at me in surprise. I smile and nod.
箱から出してみるといい。
Take it out of the box. Mayuri delicately removed the star from the box. Her tiny hands can just barely hold it.
すごい！すごい！
She raises the star and looks at the sky through it. Lights sparkled and shone and lit Mayuri's face, endlessly overlapping each other.
見て、オカリン。お星様さん。
Hmm? I moved my face close to hers and we looked through the star together. I didn't notice until now, but the star itself was filled with star-shaped crystals that refract like themselves. This must be to make the effect more beautiful. The sixth scene. For research purposes, I see.
綺麗。
Mayuri said, enraptured.
あ
Yeah, it really is. I responded. With our cheeks touching, we stared up at the darkening sky.
あ、なんだろう。
Hey Mayuri,
俺はずっと思ってた。
I've always wondered, whenever I see you reaching out towards something in the
その
sky,
マイリは一体何を
I think,
望んでいる
what does she want so badly? Is there some
マイリが
way I
望ん
can
でい
get
る
it for her? But I finally got you
たった
one,
一つ。
even if it hardly compares to the stars in the sky. Mayuri blushed and shook her head.
まゆしいね。
うん
天のお星様よりもずっとやっと自分のお星様を掴むことができたから。
She said that, then suddenly. Man, little sunset kiss. Her face bright red, she touched her lips to mine. I didn't even have time to think about how incredible this was. The soft feeling of her lips on mine, I believe it was the first kiss for the both of us. No, it's not. Oh, but what? No, he comes from the Alpha World line. This can't be his first kiss. So it's strangely awkward and ungainly, and so innocent that it makes me blush. It was the first kiss that let us finally convey our feelings for each other. Yeah, this can't be his first kiss, because he obviously comes from the Alpha World line. The sweetness of the kiss travels from my lips and fills my heart with something warm and gentle. I finally realized just how much I loved her, after all these years. When our lips parted, we blushed and quickly avoided direct eye contact. Mayuri looked to the ground and touched her fingers to her lips. Then her eyes suddenly opened wide and she began panicking.
どうしよう。キスしちゃった。
Well, when Kurisu asked that, he said, "We do it again."
でかい
Don't
声
say
で
it
言
so
うな。
loud. It's embarrassing.
だってキスなんだよ。
それが
What's wrong with that?
キスしていいのは3回目のデートからだってクリスチャンが。
Well, Chris Chan's an idiot. She kissed me before we'd dated once, so I started laughing in surprise.
あのスイーツかっこ
That
笑い
accursed
め
modern woman! In fact, she even kissed me when I was 7 years old, so that's just a bit strange. She must have read that in some ridiculous magazine. How could she force those rules onto poor innocent Mayuri? If she told her that, how much more magazine knowledge has she indoctrinated her with? The modern woman can be a frightening creature.
いいか
Listen,
信じるな
Mayuri,
マユリ
don't put much stake in what Kurisu said. She may be a genius girl, but when it comes to stuff like this, she's an internet troll overflowing with delusions.
そうなの？
ああ
Yeah,
だから
so don't worry about the third date
3
thing.
回目とか
よかった。
Mayuri seemed to calm down a little. Then she frowned and looked concerned.
どうしよう。安心したら。
She looked around and blushed. I drew her head close to mine and I kissed her this time. Ah, see, look, you did a second one for her as well. It was a longer, gentler kiss than the last one. Well, was that okay? Mari looked away from me as if trying to hide. I couldn't see her face, but I'm positive that she's bright red. It was so cute that I couldn't help but stroke her hair again. It's then that I hear her say something very quietly.
ゆしね。これからもずっとずっと。
あ
Yeah, I love you too. Then we kissed for a third time! Kurisu didn't get that. Even in the main story, she didn't get 3. Oh, Mayuri's living the good life from Okabe here. The star in Mayuri's hand glittered with the light of the disappearing sunset. Well, she did get 3 eventually, but not on the same day. Oh. Now and forever, I hate you. Fuck off, you annoying little woman. The next evening, the lab members and I were attending the festival at Yanabayashi Shrine. Because the festival was held in cooperation with the local business, it was a lot bigger than I expected with lots of different stalls. The smells of grilled squid, yakisoba, okonomiyaki, skewered beef and grilled chicken were pervasive, constantly making me hungry for just one more snack. Ladies in colourful yukata were walking around while carrying prizes and goldfish that they've won from assorted attractions. Everything felt so festive and summery. The lab members were running to and fro looking for different stalls. However, in the midst of all this fun, Maru is missing. It seemed that she was still talking things over with her family.
あんた何？勢いでプロポーズしちゃったわけ？
Well, I wouldn't put it like that, but...
女子高生になんてことしやがるんだおう。けど犯罪者。
well, ah, shit, I'm going to prison. Ah, shit. Bugger.
人聞きの悪いこと言うな
It sounds terrible when you put it like that. He asked me about what happened yesterday, and I might have provided slightly too much detail.
大体その
First of all, I didn't propose to her.
はあ？死ぬまで人質だなんて女の子はそう？
いやそれはだな
Well, that's...
ちょっと背中を押してあげただけで盛り上がりすぎ。どんだけ恋愛
DT 丸出しだな。
お前らに言わ
Who are
れ
you
た
to
くない
talk, delusional duo?
そう大好きコン
コンビってこいつと一緒にすんな。
Kirsty pointed at Dara with a look of disgust.
コンビに見える。やっ
なんでそこで嬉しそうな顔をするんだ。
ですね。僕マキセ氏について最近思ったこと。
何よ。
僕とマキセ氏。割り。
Oh, damn.
誰があんたなんかと。
Susan was never going to be
ツン
born.
デレの上等句きたー。
ツンデレじゃねえ。本気で嫌がってるのがわからんのか。
最近の流行りはツンが9でデレが1です。
デレがいい。小惑星アポフィスが秋葉を直撃することがあってもあんたには絶対に。
Relieved that I'm no longer the centre of attention, I looked towards the entrance to the shrine. If a discussion with her family went well, Myra is going to join us here. We planned to meet at the entrance to the shrine under the Torii Gate. But she's not here yet. I checked my phone. No missed calls. Yesterday we went to Mayuri's house together. Her parents and I have known each other for a long time, and they've come to treat me like a son. However, moving is a serious family matter. I wasn't sure if they'd be willing to hear me out. But I was ready to get on my knees and beg. Whatever it took to convince them to not take Mayuri away. Much to my own surprise, it was Mayuri's actions that stunned me the most. I know how much she loves her parents, and I doubt she's ever gone against their wishes ever once in her life. Take this whole moving thing, for instance. She was trying to put herself in the shoes of her parents, who were undoubtedly worried about leaving their beloved daughter behind. She was struggling with it up until the very end. But even so, she stood in front of her parents and said,
私、東京に残りたい。
Then she deeply bowed her head. That was all she could do. Her lips were pursed and her hands were
お願い
shaking.
お父さん。
I spoke honestly to them and bowed right next to her. Mayuri's parents seemed confused about what we told them. They promised us they would talk things over again.
で、どうなの？
わからない。
I don't know. But there's some hope.
あの後、
After all that, Mayuri told me that her teacher isn't sure she'd be able to transfer to a school in Hokkaido
天候
partway
に
through
難
the
色
year
を
like
示し
this.
ているらしい。
僕だって嫌です。まゆりちゃんがクラスからいなくなるなんて。
Uko spoke as if he were the one who had to transfer to another school. He really does care about his friends.
あと、マユリの言ってい
Besides,
た
the
親
other
戚の
Mayuri
おば
was
さんという
talking
のは
about, this single lady in
お
her
ばさんといっ
30s,
ても
was
まだ
a
30代
stable job and
独
good
身
life.
そのおばさんが
She asked Mayuri
と
and
て
said that
も
she'd be
マユ
happy
リ
to
を
live
可愛
with
が
her.
っていてな。
She actually insisted on being a part of the Shina family discussion today.
なるほどね。少なくとも。
あ
Yeah. But will her family let her stay? I don't know if I can be optimistic about that. We all thought about Mayuri and fell silent.
でも、まあ、ここで考え込んでても仕方ないわ。
Kurisu patted my back. I guess she's trying to cheer me up.
その通りだね。結果がわかるまでの間。
気晴らしか。
Okay, let's find
そうだな
distraction. I looked around, and something caught my eye.
そうだ。クリスティーナ
Didn't
に
we have a score to
勝負
settle,
の約束
Christina?
をしていたな。
ああ、射
My
的
eye
ね。
had settled on the target shooting stall. It's a simple old-fashioned game where you use an air gun loaded with a cork to shoot whatever prize you're interested in. I can hear the pop-pop of people playing.
ほらほら、今日な、見て。
Oh, but Kurisu lives in America though. We're not gonna beat her in a gunfight. She's had years of practice. Hmm? Crash one box containing metal looper in the middle of a shooting range. A golden puff. Oh.
しかも、幻のゴールドバージョンだにゃ。
Whoa.
これはすごいにゃ。
Upa is a fictional animal that serves as the mascot of the incredibly popular anime Rhineck Kakadu. Upa plushies and capture toys are popular with the kids and adults alike, and the rare ones often fetch ridiculous prices on online auction sites. Plus, Mayuri loves them. And one of the rarest is the metal capsule toy, Metal Oompa.
マユシーはウーパ大好きだから、取ってあげれば喜ぶにゃ。
よし
Well, the last time I got her a
クリスティ
Metal
ーナよ
Oompa,
勝
she
負だ
lost it.
あれをゲットし
And
た
it
方
ended
が
up
勝者
and it ended up causing World War III. I mean, I don't know if I should really be getting her these. The terms are set. Let's do this, Christina. Whoever gets the Metal Oompa will be the winner.
望むところよ。
We stood right in front of the shooting stall.
ほほう、やる気満々の勇者たちがやってきたね。
Why does this sound like why does the stool person sound like Suzuha?
でも、黄金のメタルウーパは簡単には渡さないよ。岡部倫太郎。
何
What? Is this even possible? Why does this guy know my name? No. Could it be this shooting game stall is being run by the organization?
それじゃあまず金を出しな。
Yeah, I knew it was
一人
Suzuha.
15発で300円だ。
You better watch out, Suzuha. Your dad's about to get it on with the wrong woman.
ってお前バイト選手でもないか
Hold on, is that you, part-time warrior?
やっと気づいた？
Suzuha smiled at us from inside the stall.
何してるの？
What are you doing?
見ての通り、バイトだよ。
And that's our part-time warrior having to find work in the most unlikely of places.
この店のおっちゃん、ブラウン管工房の店長と旧知みたいでさ。あ、ちなみにインチキ臭い店じゃないからね。安心して楽しむといいよ。
Domino's has sent me a message. Lovely. Thank you, Domino's. She told us this while handing us the cork bullets.
でさ、岡部倫太郎、椎名真由里は？
Suzuha was worried about Mayuri too, so I gave her a brief explanation as to what was going on.
そっか。じゃあ、黄金のメタルウーパー。彼女のために箱の左下、少し潰れてバランスが悪くなってるから。
Bruh. Fucking cheating. Suzuha whispered to me and smiled. I mean, you know, if you're running the store, I don't see why you couldn't just give it to me even if we failed. Yeah, you know, consolation prize, you know, under the table. Anyone wants to say? Then I got to work.
まったくほんとへったくそねあんた。
I don't live in America. I don't know how to use a
言えん
gun.
だろう貴様も
You're one to talk! Roughly 30 minutes later, Kurus and I stood holding objects that couldn't be farther from the metal loofah. I had a pen of dubious quality with a print of a swimsuit-clad woman on it, and Kurisu held a fan of dubious quality with a print of swimsuit-clad man on it. The lab members pooled their money and spent 2,000 yen on corks, and these were all we had to show for it.
これ一応最寄りに。
できるか
Hell no!
また来てよね。待ってるよ。
二度と来るもの
How
か
about never? We gave from the gold medal looper and handed the air guns to the next customer.
それにしてもまゆりちゃん遅い。
Yeah, that's true. Kurisu, you're meant to be good at shooting games. You come from America. That's where all the guns are. Ah, you've disappointed me on this day.
やっぱり話し合いがうまくいってないのか。ああ、ごめん。
Or it could be going well and they're discussing terms.
ほらほら、しっかりしろだにゃ。
そうだ。おみくじやりま。
おみくじ
Fortunes?
はい困った時の神頼みです。
Lukiko said this while looking over at the shrine's office. I feel kind of strange asking the gods for help, even if the young man of the shrine is encouraging me to.
さどうぞ京馬さん。
Please don't have horrible fortune. Lukiko presented me with a red box full of fortunes. We need amazing fortune. We need amazing. I faced the box and raised my left hand. My right arm has an evil power, so I can't allow it to touch anything sacred.
神に愛されし
O left arm, beloved by God himself. It's time. It's time to unleash the power that dwells within you. Reveal to me the card of fate.
めんどくさいな。後が使えてんだからさっさと。
まったくだお
めんどくさいとはなんだ
Annoying is in the eye of the beholder. I stuck my hand in the box and rustled around and pulled out an envelope. Ha! I opened it. Kurisu and the others drew their fortune and started reading.
私中吉だわ。
Middle blessing, interesting.
大吉にゃ。
僕も大吉だお
Dara got great blessing? Damn, good for him.
中吉。
Delayed blessing, damn.
岡部さんはどうでしたか。岡部さん。
大
Great.
はい。なんで。
Misfortune.
もしかして京馬も大吉かにゃ。
それは良かったですね。
I got great misfortune, didn't I?
大凶だ
Great curse! Oh dear. Ah, shit.
すべて悪し
Everything turns out bad. The one you're waiting for will never come, just give up. Well, that's nice. Thanks, Luca. I feel so much better now.
もう一回引いてください。
そんな適当なおみくじ
Anyone
があ
else
る
to
か
do this?
だってうちのおみくじは当たらないことで有名なんですよ。
気持ちはありがたい
I
が
appreciate the
天罰
thought,
が
but
下り
don't
そう
say it
だ
out loud or the gods will get mad at us.
ごめんなさいごめんなさいごめんなさい。
It's fine, Luca. This is yet again the will of Steins Gate.
シュタインズゲートの
Il
選
Sai Kongru.
エルサイ
I smiled at Luca and sat down on the stone steps. Phew. I sighed and looked at my toes. Everyone's trying to cheer me up. They're all joking around, trying to put a smile on my face. I don't feel bad about bringing them down, but I'm also grateful that I have such good friends. Still thinking about that only makes me sigh. I feel like my heart is being pricked with thorns and it's eating away at me. Mayuri, are you okay? Are you crying? Do you need help? It's frustrating that I can't be with her at a time like this. I just feel completely helpless.
おい岡部倫太郎。
I looked up to see Suzuha yelling at me from her stall. I couldn't hear what she was saying over the crowd, but then I noticed she was pointing at something. I was trying to stand up and talk to her, when Kurisu suddenly said, "Oh."
ちょっと。
なんだ
What?
いいから。
No. What if I don't want to stand up? Fuck you. Fuck you, I'm gonna sit down. You know what? In fact, I'm gonna lay down. Yeah, I'm gonna lay down. Why is that?
おみくじ。
待ち人来たらずが聞いて呆れるんや。
Everyone's looking over at the Torii gate in tears. Their faces are all lit up with joy. I stood up and looked towards the gate. But there's no doubt about it. Mayuri runs towards us. With the crowds of the festival darting in between visitors, she heads straight for us.
おいおい
Hold on, be careful, don't run into you, Carter. It'll come undone. Mayuri was smiling. Smile told us everything. From now on, Mayuri will be at my side just as she's always been.
マユリ
Mayuri! Ow. Mayuri jumped towards me. I caught her and held her tightly in my... Ah! I tried to catch her, but the momentum of her jump knocked me completely over. She pays it no mind and continues to hold me. Yeah, fine, thanks. It was kind of like a dog greeting an owner it hadn't seen in a while. Calling her a dog?
お落ち着けマユリ
Calm down, Mayuri. We're in public. Remember what you're wearing right now. Suddenly realizing that her yukata was coming loose, Mayuri sprang up. She fixes her clothes nervously. I didn't think you were going to knock me down like that. When I tried to stand to my feet, Mayuri blushed and lent me a hand.
違うんだよ。ちょっと
ちょっとどころじゃなかったわね。
Yeah, that was a lot more than a little.
大胆だにゃ。いじめないでよ。これ
まゆしまゆし、今のセリフ、実はもっといじめてほしい。
黙れド変態。
うわ、また一つクリスタルルートのフラグが立ったのだぜ。
だから
Oh
絶
god.
対に出れないっつっとろうが。
Please don't. We want Suzuha to exist for one.
でもまゆりちゃんいいな。
ルカ君まで。もう。
Whether because she was the center of attention or because she ran here, Mayuri was so red it seemed like her cheeks would give off steam. She fanned herself with her hands. Love, huh? For a moment I thought to complain about what Lukako said as I normally would, but I stopped myself. Mad scientist who rains chaos and fear upon the world, Hoenn Kiyoma, has no need for such trifles as love or affection. But as far as Okabe Rinchiro is concerned, well then, they might be kind of nice. At least I think so.
あのね、
What is it?
どうした
実はね、
なんだ
You can tell me.
お父さんが高校を卒業。
そっか
I see, I'm glad.
でもね、大学は札幌の学校にしなさい。
Ah. It makes sense, it's only natural for Mayuri's parents to think that way.
だからね、
何を
What did you say? Mayuri mumbled awkwardly. But I knew what she said just by looking at her. I remember what my father had told her. That she was welcome to move in with us. At that time I panicked. I remember wondering what the hell he was thinking. But now I'm really glad he offered. That's right, Mayuri can stay by my side. I want her to be here with me. Yeah, you should do that,
もちろん
Mayuri.
まあ
Well, it's a messy house, but if we can
汚い家だが。
arrange a room for you, my parents
お
will
前
be
の部
happy
屋
to
くらい
have
な
you
んとか
too.
してやろうただし
However,
この封印
until I,
教
Hoenn
世界
Kiyoma,
を戻すという
fulfill my
偉業
mission
を
of
成し遂
bringing
げるまで
chaos
は
upon the world,
あく
we
まで
will
も
remain a
一層だ
lodger. Do not be
親
tempted
父
by
に
my
乗せら
father's
れて
flights of
変な勘違
marital
いはするなよ
fancy.
ちなみにその先
And as
は
for that particular detail, well, I'll think about it when the time
その時に
comes.
考えてやらなくもないがな
Mayuri opened her eyes wide, her jaw drops as she stares at me. Mayuri's face turned rose red, and she shyly wiggled her body a little.
ね
Oh, what's
どう
wrong?
した
勘違いは。
で
まゆしはね、
Ah.
お父さん。
What?! We don't even have a bed at the lab, though. The lab members eavesdropping on us burst out laughing at my shock. Realizing that I made an embarrassing mistake, I quickly tried to talk them all down. Stop laughing! You're going to get cursed! The evil spirit in my right arm will awaken and its dark impulses will shower you with flame! Sunma! This does little to stem their wholehearted laughter. I stared at them with fire in my eyes and cursed them. But it didn't feel that bad. I have friends that I can joke around with, and Mayuri by my side. I want this to last forever. Damn you! I have no choice but to make a strategic retreat! I took Mayuri's hand and began to run away. Oh, they're cheering in the background. Rude. Fuck you! Fuck you too! Fuck you twice! Can you stop? The voices of our friends following us, Mayuri and I ran away. Anywhere! Wherever you'd like. Just as long as it's away from these people. Fine by me, today I'll treat you to anything you want. I want to get the gold Upa. Is there somewhere you'd like to go? Mayuri flashed me her usual gentle smile. And of course I know how to answer. That sounds great to me. You read my mind! Sounds like an ending to me. Roll credits. There we go. I'd say that probably is also the best out of the 4 we've had so far. The Kurisu one was probably the funniest one, and you know I'm all about the humour. But this one was the best story wise. I think the way that he ends up with Mayuri in the first game is it's just a bit strange. It didn't feel like, you know, proper, but in this one it felt like, you know, it was all for it. Whereas the Mayuri ending in the actual first game, it didn't seem like he was really that into it.